Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, it's shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for this afternoon, or morning, wherever you happen to be, or evening, for where you happen to be, Pascal Priya, the Linger representing. As always, I got my man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? You know what it is, man. Shutterwork God, a.k.a. the GOAT artist, a.k.a. LB Lauderdale, all Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com, in the building. UK friendly, time. One more time.
Yes, yes, sir.
And you undisputed, disputed. The gang is all here.
Stupid, yo. Ringing in the house, definitely in North America, in Europe, and worldwide. Yo, I can dig it, man. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Box in the building. You know what it is? Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays. And oh wait, I gotta say it again. Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays. And just so everybody knows, I am the leader of the UK versus Mexican anonymous support group. Lord knows they needed a win last night.
Hey, that's real talk. Yeah, that's real talk. We'll definitely
been ragging on them since last year.
And that's real, man. Though, but honestly, it was unexpected. I really didn't think that people would actually come on the podcast today. But as always,
that's why we ain't changed the time.
I was
like King P will find a way. He'll find a way.
But yeah, Pete, obviously you're clear. You're not working. You're not fighting any crime today. You're just doing what you're doing. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm in parts unknown. No rats around here. No nothing. Actually, I got to worry about raccoons and bears. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good.
That's what it is.
I mean, we always got to worry about coons, if you know what I mean.
Of course. Yeah, but these ones are more ugly and dig into my garbage. So yeah, no.
Oh no. The ones
oh my goodness,
2 feet. And always talking about garbage.
Semantics, you gotta love it. But as always, though, Peter, we definitely salute you for your service. And you making it out to this podcast, man. That's real. And as always, man, we got another one of my mans here. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good? This is PJ, the Fight Architect. Man's just out here in it. Just here for the early podcast for helping everybody here. I am in parts unknown. LB knows I've been actually working on climbing the mountains, so I've been working on training for that. Otherwise, I'm just here to do a special guest appearance.
Yes, sir.
Special indeed.
Yes, PJ's definitely here, man. So it's good to have him on there from parts unknown. But I guess where's parts? They drink milk out of a bag and shit. To get my drift. So
Atlantis.
Atlantis. Word though, but it's definitely good to to get the Fight Architect on here every once in a while when he's not out there. He's not out here practicing his martial arts and shit like that. You know what I mean? So salute, man. And last,
find my arcana apparently to that bad movie.
No, don't. I actually watched that shit last night after the boxing. I don't want to go into any rants. I don't want to. I got to not go into a rant about that. But yes. But last and certainly not least, I got another one of our mans, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Conscious Pilot, aka the West Coast Avenger #1 contender, preparing for liftoff, destination Ring Gang Radio.
Hey,
trying to get my claim for top 5 pound for pound. That's all.
That's what it is, man. Conscious Pilot always elevating above the masses and shit. That's real. So yeah, man. We definitely got plenty of stuff to talk about today. And obviously, we're going to start off with the recap with the excellent fight, between Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez for the undisputed, you want to call it light welterweight or super
lightweight.
Or lightweight, super lightweight. Yeah, I don't know why they asked 2 fucking names. That's annoying, but whatever.
It is.
Yeah. But before we get into that one, obviously, if you saw parts of the undercard too, the undercard had some stuff to mention. Particularly now, another top-ranked prospect bites the dust, with Elvis Rodriguez and Kenneth Sims. Because I know me and LB had some conversations about this, but it was in our chat or whatever. But yeah, Elvis Rodriguez, I mean, obviously, there were, he was mowing down some cats in like his first 11 fights, save for like a 1-no contest, and then he goes the distance in his last fight. It's a learning experience. It's good not to, become a one-trick pony. All you can do is just knock somebody. You got to eventually show some boxing skill. Message. So in this particular case, Elvis Rodriguez faced Kenneth Sim, who was another prospect who unfortunately, was not, who didn't have the type of backing that Rodriguez had. But Sims' quality, as he's sparred with anyone who's actually been worth a damn around his divisions, from a Manny Pacquiao and all that. So like, dude, I mean, Andre Ward was talking about him as like, he's a person you don't want to spar, but he got the talent. And
man, Ward was making him sound like a fucking Hall of Famer, bro. I'm like, chill, like,
yeah,
the dude is solid. He's good, but yo, chill.
I mean, I understand what Ward is doing. I think Ward was trying to. I mean, I know Ward was just trying to big up the man because no one was giving him any chance. I mean, dude was like plus 2,000 in the odds, bruh. Like, so. But yeah, no. Sims though. I mean, I know LB has some criticism of how Sims perform, but to me, I think it's also like you could put some of this on Rodriguez. But if you're the heavier puncher and you're able to actually box with the dude, why won't you use your power to actually try to get an advantage instead of trying to play tit for tat? And Sims though. I mean, I think everyone can tell from the first one if you watched the fight that Sims controlled that shit. Sims got off first and last, which is something because most people like you get off first, but then they go in the tank and they just look to counter without really trying to be offensive, and that's where people get the game fucked up. Sims was first and last in everything that he did, and Rodriguez just didn't have. Although he boxed well at times, he just simply didn't have an answer for that. And I know, and also another thing to criticize too is like Rodriguez, like why didn't he go on the inside? Like Sims did, but he went late in the fight, and then by that time he had already built up enough of a lead, so it didn't really affect him all that much. But LB, what else did you think about that fight?
I mean, I thought it was a solid fight. It was kind of boring. Like, it was mid. Yeah, it was. I mean, look, for the fight, I was anticipating from the main event. This shit was trash. When I put it in perspective, especially, I mean, you got niggas saying Danny Garcia, Errol Spence was a boring fight. If that fight was boring, then this fucking fight was trash.
Well, I mean, I didn't like the Spence Garcia fight either. So I mean, that's
yeah. So both of these fights are trash. Fuck it, this fight was trash. Either guy was moving his head. Anytime someone threw a punch at the other, they fucking backed up 2 feet, or they caught it clean because they backed up. No head movement. Nobody's head off the line. There was no urgency from either guy. It was like a tit for tat, fucking boring ass fight. But one guy looked a little better than the other off of ring generalship. And one guy landed the slightly harder punches, and then he kind of looked lost in the last 2-3 rounds. The end.
Yep, pretty much. And then, Kenneth Sims got the decision. Was it 78-74 on 2 cards, and then 76-76 even. So so it was an upset. Just like when old boy on PBC, Vito Mednuki got boxed up by a real unknown. So yeah, it was yeah. So yeah, right.
Yo, shout out the official scorecard boxing. Bad days for wild card and Rodriguez in the future.
That's right. He does train out of there. Shit.
You remember they was talking about Freddie Roach was saying he's gonna be the head of this stable and all this shit.
Yeah, well, Freddie better. I mean, I've seen the training.
Yeah, well, Elvis has left the building, so
back foot boxed out that motherfucker. Actually, shit.
Yeah, in a ho hum fight. That's the only thing I can describe that fight as, ho hum.
It was, dude. It's like, honestly, I felt like I'm surprised the refs gave Simmons credit for everything he was doing, because low key, I was just like, wow, it looked like his ass might get robbed. Like,
I mean, that was the thing. Like, he controlled it, but I felt like he could have put his foot in Elvis's ass I don't know why he didn't do more.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
he did enough to get the W, but it was just like he could have really put his foot down and really just he could have really hurt him. But
Yeah, because like if they would have gave him a draw, everybody would have been screaming. I would have just been like, well, you know, you
Yeah,
gotta let it do that.
but at least this time, at least the judges got it right and it prevailed. So like, I can't be too mad. Like Sims got the win.
I thought they were going to give it to Rodriguez. I thought they were going to give it to Rodriguez.
Yeah, and that's what I was waiting for. I was just waiting for the fucker. I was like, okay, let me just see what's gonna happen now with this fuckery. Let's, but like, I mean, the scores. There was nothing wrong with the scores. I mean, if you saw the draw, you saw the draw. But 70-74, I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So like, kudos for Sims. Hopefully, he learns from this and hoping that yeah. I mean, yes, he got first and last, but you just gotta smooth out some of the more wrinkles in this game, and the same thing for Rodriguez too.
Rodriguez got to do a lot of shit, but if I could say it so simple, the three things he got to work on. He got to work on that defense. He got to move his line off the head, do something feints, move his head, slip punches. I don't know, watch some fucking Prime Tyson, Roman Chocolatito videos. Learn how to pick off punches better. Like your defense just got to improve. That's number one. Number two, your fucking arsenal got to improve. Like I said, go watch some fucking older videos, some tapes or something. Cause all this jab 1-2 bullshit, that ain't enough when you get to a certain level. It only works if that shit's money or you're one of these guys who throw fucking 70, 80 punches around. So at least one of those 1-2s is gonna connect. But if that's not gonna happen, then increase the punch arsenal, those to mix it up more. I don't know, some drills gotta be different in the gym. You gotta make some adjustments. With that said, he kept it competitive, through the fight, but he lost clearly. So, and the third thing, I don't know. Third thing is repeat 1 and 2.
No, the third thing was to develop a better inside game.
Yeah.
Because he was befuddled when he was on the inside. Like he needs better variation. If not develop an inside game, then work on better variations. Like he went with the simple formula over and over, even though it wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
It was the whole. I'm not gonna fight better, just fight harder.
Yeah,
it's a reflection.
Maybe the guy fell in love with his power. Maybe the guy fell in love a little bit with his punching because Dominicans and their power.
What you was gonna say, PJ?
It's a reflection of how people work in the gym. How you perform in the fight is what you do in the gym. You can tell what they worked on, what they didn't.
Yep. Sorry, Freddie.
Yeah, and shout out to Pro. I just saw that he's signed on or whatever. And salute Pro. And definitely salute Pro for the video that he made. Uppercut season. On our Twitter. Make sure you go. You watch that and then you share it among your followers and whatnot. Spread that. Make that shit go viral.
That song has just been spreading out all over, and all of I'm just seeing right now for fights now is just uppercuts. I'm just like, well, that had an effect.
Uppercut season.
Official scorecard boxing science. No, that's a horrible joke. I'm not gonna repeat that.
I ain't gonna lie. I had to cover my mouth and I almost like blessed out loud.
That's a fucked up joke. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't repeat that on the air, yo. I cannot repeat that joke.
Damn. Oh, so shout outs Ring Gang TV, prolific in the building.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. That joke is that's too. That's wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, Elvis Rodriguez needs to improve, and Sims hopefully this is some momentum for him. I was more disappointed though in the co-main. Well, co-main first of all because I should not see Hank Lundy in a co-main in 2021 for a fight like of this magnitude. But he was picked as the opponent for Jose Zapata, who last October participated in probably one of the greatest slugfests you'll see in the last couple decades. Against Ivan Barrett.
All time shit.
I mean, if anybody needed this kind of fight, it was him. So that's the only reason why I didn't complain.
Yeah, but I didn't need it as a fucking co-main event.
Yeah, no. If you want to put it as an opener or like a prelim, like fuck it, do that.
But we had two ho-hum fights in a row before, like a potential fight of the year. Like, come on, like.
This is what Top Rank was kind of bullshitting on that one, and however, I mean, we all thought, okay, Hank Lundy will, Zepeda is a quality fighter, so we all think, okay, Hank Lundy will give him some rounds and he'll eventually go away at some point. But man, and the funny thing is too is like everyone can see that Lundy was very unsteady. Like his footwork is all jittery.
His legs were bad.
Yeah, it's bad. But for whatever reason, and he kept on throwing haymakers. Like you can see him like from all the way over there. And what was disheartening was Zepeda's defense was so trash. Lundy was landing on them. He was landing those shots like half the time.
Damn it, this would have been Hank Lundy from 5 years ago. You would have probably had an upset.
I'm saying, right? And who was a little bit more sharper. And
maybe from 3 years ago. Fuck, I'm saying 5.
Yeah, and it's just like Lundy managed to cut Zepeda legit underneath his eye. He wobbled him, like he stunned him, like to the point where he did go down, but the referee ruled it was a slip. Zepeda,
it was like a slip type of push. I mean, I could see it, but he was legit hurt from that.
Yeah, he was legit hurt from the shot, and it's just like a fight that should have never saw or heard the final bell. It just seemed like Zepeda just was never in this fight. And I know he was drained because he barely made the weight, But everything about this fight. This was an audition for an undisputed title shot, which is a mandatory, and he just failed. Like it was just, Lundy. Lundy. He got off at times. Like his defense. Lundy fought probably the best he's looked in years. I'll keep it real with that. And he still didn't look that good.
And his head movement was on point. He was. Like Elvis needed some of that head movement.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Zepeda, like what all he's doing, he was just pulling back all the time. It seemed like moving your head from side to side seems to be a lost art because every
fucking fights, man. Jeez.
Yeah, but I think his was because Zepeda was so jittery. Because I think he was shell shocked from the Barancek fight because like it seemed like he was reacting just to react. Like every single time that Lundy did any type of motion, dude just like. Just like jerked back like immediately, like even before the nigga threw a punch. So mentally, I think Zepeda might need a little help for her say. Like I don't know.
Signs of a ruined fighter. I'm gonna just call it like I see it. I'm not
his temperament. He is ruined. It sounds that way. It sounds harsh, but remember, this is a guy in Zepeda who never really took the initiatives in fights. He was always a react type of fighter. Not really assertive.
The guy clearly has PTSD of the Barancek fight, and it showed.
Yeah, because I guess finding someone like Barancek who doesn't give you a whole lot of time to be as reactive. You either gotta hurt him or he's gonna hurt you. And I think
Zepeda needed to fight another threat. Like he can't process. Like keep Zepeda away from easy fights. Like if you give him an easy fight, this is how he's going to look, and you're going to give somebody an upset. Because right now, if somebody look at Zepeda and they say, let me throw him another jobber, see what happens. That jobber is going to look at the Lundy fight and see how dude was reacting and be like, all right, fuck it. If I just push the pace a little and just stay on him,
Yeah,
I thought Finn would probably push him for a Taylor fight because it's easy to make, but I don't know. It'll be a struggle.
Yeah, he's a Mando, but he's not gonna be the first up to bat for it.
It's Castro, right?
Yeah, but unfortunately,
no one wants to see that fight, man.
Yeah, it was that bad. Like because the fact that Lundy was competitive with him, that's what makes
too competitive.
Yeah,
like Zepeda won like maybe by 2 rounds.
Yeah. Lundy. In this case, Lundy on the official cards won 2 rounds on all 3 cards.
And the scores were trash. So let's just point that out. Like, look, man. Yeah, Lundy did better than Ramirez did against Taylor.
And that's facts.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I don't know all this shit I'm seeing on my timeline. Fuck it, let's go into it. Fucking main event, goddammit. I don't see all this shit on my timeline with all these motherfuckers saying close fight, close fight. I can see no, you fucking can't see it's fucking 114, 112. Ramirez won like 4 fucking rounds at best.
Well, damn.
Give you 5, he still got his ass.
I'd say 5.
Well, LB, then set it off, man. So, what are your thoughts on Ramirez and Taylor?
Great fucking fight. I told y'all last week that they gonna try to give it to fucking Ramirez. I told you that.
Yeah, I said too. Like if Ramirez was able to return a knockdown, they would have finessed the win for him. But they couldn't do it though. But yeah, it was two
knockdowns. Get the fuck out of here. 2 knockdowns and he wins the fight by 114. Is he the same nigga scored Wilder Fury 1? Like what the fuck? No, they're the same guys who scored Postel Ramirez.
The only thing that I could say that kind of hurt Taylor it didn't even hurt him. It was at the end I felt like at the end he kind of took his foot off the gas, but he had banked more than enough rounds in to still win. So.
I didn't like how he didn't close out the show strong enough.
You could argue that if Ramirez got a knockdown, that if it was closer, Taylor would have actually tried the last 3 rounds instead of just kept taking his foot off the gas.
Yeah,
and I feel like he got fucked out that knockout with Kenny Bayless damn intervening ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt like he was fighting damn. I thought I was about to take his tag.
It's funny because. It's funny because like most people I know like always shit on Kenny Bayless. I'm like, Kenny Bayless isn't that bad. But that last night I can't defend him. He was horrible last night.
I never talked about him until last night. I mean, he seems a little bit in the video, but he's pretty good ref. But yeah, last night was kind of a.
He's solid. He's like dude, get the fuck out the way. It's a P Diddy Puff Daddy dancing ass out the motherfucking way. All up in the fucking video. All like dude. There was a time I was like, yo, this shit gonna turn into damn Mayweather Whitaker soon. The fucking ref gonna get clocked with one. The fuck out of the way.
You think he called that first knockdown?
Something comes through. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you think Bayless played a huge role in that first knockdown?
Not the first knockdown. The second one.
The second one.
He fucked up both of them, but especially the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Taking all that extra fucking time. Oh, go this direction, go this way. Spinning them around. That was one point I thought, I was like, is this bastard going to fucking deduct the plane from Josh Taylor? Like, oh my goodness. Like, fuck. Like, dude, don't fucking ruin fights for me. Like, dude, I'm sick of this shit. You motherfuckers don't promote the goddamn fight all fucking month. Then motherfuckers niggas gotta promote it themselves within 3 days and stage a fight in the fucking hallway. Now we got everybody tuned in. Y'all motherfuckers don't play it throughout the NBA games that motherfuckers is bitching and moaning about. You got 2 fucking boring ass fights underneath it. And then Kenny Bayless ass is fucking dancing around in all the arena and shit. Like, put down the fucking bad boy for life bottles and take off the tank and get the fuck out the way. God damn it, that shit was annoying. But yo, honestly, it was almost a fight of the year. Like, I might want to say fight of the year candidate. Like, it was a good fucking fight.
It was almost. I mean, it might be one of those I may have to rewatch again just to figure out where it is. To me, in terms of where I think it's a fight of the year candidate.
Watch it up to the knockdowns. That's when
I don't start judging. Like, I don't start even thinking fight of the year candidates until August. So I won't say if it's a fight of the year candidate or not because we still have so many months to go. But it was a very good fight.
The fuck out of you! You weren't here. You weren't here with us when we was had Peterson Lipinets as a fight of the year candidate.
And it was actually, yeah.
That was a great fight. That was a great fight.
They could come early, man. It's just we gotta call them out. So when January 2022 come around and we doing the year end awards, we could be like we could remember them shits because right now, how many fights have been better? Fuck, Strada Chocolatito, fucking the Katie Taylor fight with Jonas,
and then the opener on that PBC card with Why am I forgetting his name all of a sudden? See, he fights for Top Rank for so many years, and you nigga doesn't.
Yeah, that was a good fight. I know what the fucking fight you're talking about. That was a good fight. Shit, the fuck, that whole card is a card of the year. Fuck that. Fucking Nuri Figueroa was almost a fight of the year, really, if it had a little more technique.
Yeah, so
a little more skill.
But yeah, but all the but so far, at least all the ones that have been fight of the year candidates, none has actually pulled away as in like the leading one. I mean, they've been. It's mostly its preference. Like it wasn't like last year where everyone could see what was fight of the year. You know,
Yeah,
so
this is more preference. You absolutely right. Like right now, maybe Chocolatito Estrada is robbery of the year already, but it might be leading. I hate both of them. Got to win that.
yeah. So I mean, but yeah, no, Ramirez and Taylor though. Like I said, I mean, Ramirez definitely. In the first half of the fight, I mean, obviously Ramirez was. It seemed like the pressure was getting to Taylor because Taylor looked like he was uneven, like he didn't know what he was doing at least for 3 rounds, like. Like because he got cut over his left eye, but then Taylor's always getting cut in his left eye, and it looked like Ramirez was making him really uncomfortable with body shots and everything. Like it's like okay, he's gonna he's gonna bully him eventually, but I'll give it to Taylor, even though it took him a little bit to adjust. When he did, yeah, it was a wrap after that, and but it seemed like the fight slowly dissipated from Ramirez, like. I thought Ramirez would actually fight harder, especially after getting knocked down in 6 and 7. But it just seemed like he didn't know what to do, and after that, I have to say though, Taylor, like I don't like that dude, but dude can fight. Like I mean, he's one of the people that's just like, ugh, I hope he gets knocked out, but. Yeah, you honestly, you'd have to be a fool.
Nobody likes Josh Taylor. Like I keep hearing, like, yo, the guy's a wanker, the guy's this, but he could fight. He's a bastard. This guy, he's a motherfucker. Like, what did he do to people? Like,
there's a couple off-score things. Just a couple, rumors out there.
Yeah, I mean, he did have a racist incident. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Damn, what did he do? Like
he was calling an Asian guy at the club or something like that. He was drunk.
Yeah.
Kind of be racist to an Asian guy, supposedly. Actually, that was documented. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a racist, racist toward who? Like, wait, there's a difference.
It was like an Asian guy at a club or something. There's some drunk, little rant.
Yeah, he got drunk and let off a couple of epithets, I think.
Oh.
So yeah,
which always amazes me because I'm just like, even if you're angry, I'm like, oh, that's the first thing you have to do is a racist epithet. I'm like, you can say anything else. There's so many other insults.
But PJ,
I need more information on that.
But PJ though, what did you think about that fight? Let us know your thoughts.
All right, so the fight for it is ironic because me and LB were actually talking about this back and forth about the Southpaw Orthodox situation. It's a case of positioning, how often the jab is, and also lazy tendencies, and see who capitalizes on who. Mm-hmm. So Ramirez might have had a start with it as the fight went through, and as he started, I guess, to fade a bit. This is where Taylor started to come through with his counters and his ability to come forward. But it was a bit of a mirror for what they were both trying to do. It's just one person was better at keeping at it versus the other. The knockdowns definitely made it like seal the deal about like who's going to be controlling the fight. For lefty righty, your jab is always going to be an issue. So it's a case of who can control the lead hand, and whoever can do that has a better option to do anything with it. But at the same time, just because you have control doesn't mean it can't be capitalized on. Those were the things that came into an issue of it. Then it became a case of the power shots. Then it became a case of who threw the body shots, who threw that. So the pressure that Ramirez had at the beginning was a good start, but it just didn't have it. But in terms of like maybe somebody might be falling back in the beginning, they could also be watching you. And it might have been the case, but it also is the case of because lefty-righty, there's a good chance either like any kind of clash in a weird angle is going to happen. When the knockdowns happened, it was just the case of Taylor's going to keep controlling it. And then towards the end, Ramirez actually threw a really good short punch combination, which is actually really good for keeping a lefty in place. He just never did it after that. I think he just did it because of spur of the moment, as well as Robert Garcia just screaming at him, and it just got him going, and then his gas tank ran out. Yeah. Overall, it was a good tactical fight. It was just once the knockdowns happened, you could see the things going further and further away. The scorecard made no sense to me, but otherwise, it was a good fight.
Yeah, I find it convenient that all three judges had 114, 112. Like, yeah, it's very rare that I had because it was the same thing with the fucking Lundy Zepeda fight too. Like the same, all of them had the same score. Like, no, something is not right about that shit. Like, I mean, honestly, I should have actually seen what the scorecards actually look like because I know usually they post them on Twitter or whatever. But yeah, like I said before, like if Ramirez was actually able to return a knockdown, it would have probably been like some 113, 112 type of shit or some bullshit like that. You know, they would have finessed.
I mean, he had his chances because look, he couldn't put his game back together after I think the second knockdown was kind of did it.
Yeah, because that uppercut season though, like
Fight should have been stopped really right there.
Yeah,
because fuck you motherfuckers for ruining my KO prediction. Fight should have been finished right there.
That's really why LB mad, because he wanted to hit on that KO prediction.
But because look, it was over officiated. Like honestly, like the way the whole setup. I told this last week. It was set up for Ramirez to win. Bob wants that damn Crawford versus the whole Mexican population type of pay-per-view because it'll sell more or it'll get more attention than Taylor Poster. I'm sorry, fucking Taylor. I'm sorry, bro, Crawford Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true.
So they was doing everything to set this shit up for Ramirez to win. Look how many close decisions. Low key, Ramirez got some of that Canelo plot armor too. Let's be honest. He gets a little, leniency on these rounds. I mean, remember, even Ward was like, nah. He's pitching a shutout on Postal. And all of us is like, oh, damn, what you watching?
Yeah, that was saying, like,
I see is a jab clinic.
He had close calls with him and Zepeda too. I mean, Zepeda also fought Ramirez.
I think he nicked the Zepeda fight. It was close, but I give it to Ramirez. The Postal, like, yeah, that's a draw at best for him. But I thought he lost.
Yeah, so
he got way too much fucking credit. Like that's the thing. Ramirez gets too much credit in his fights for round wise. Like even against Hooker, like I felt he lost like 3 rounds in that shit too. Like Hooker was making him look bad as far as the first half of that fight until it ended. And Ramirez is good. Like I like how he was able to adjust and make Taylor come to him. Then he was able to open up the counter and he was leading. He was mixing up the strategy, but overall, I don't think he could take the power.
No, he couldn't. And I think, but another thing that Taylor also did too, and you could probably say why he probably had those scores so close is he took his foot off the gas in the last 3-4 rounds, maybe. So.
But he really won. He really lost the last 2. Even though he took his foot off the gas toward the end, Taylor was still winning. It's just the last 2 rounds is where he didn't really do anything.
Right.
Felt like I was watching Winky Wright in a championship fight.
And it's crazy too. And like I said, I mean, if Taylor's going to go forward, now I understand. Like Taylor, right now, I mean, this is his 5th 0 that he took in a row, and 3 of them were like really rated. 3 of them were champions. So like, I mean, he's definitely earned it, but. He's gonna have to go in the future. Like, I mean, if it's a close fight and he's coasting like that, it could cost him on the cards. I mean, I hope.
None of this coasting shit, man. Nervous as a motherfucker.
Well, I mean, I think he respected Ramirez's power because Ramirez was tagging him. I mean, even though Ramirez was tired and gassed, he was giving him some.
He was. Shit, Ramirez was dog walking him at certain points in the fight.
Yeah, because they were both landing. Hellacious body shots on each other too. Like I mean, the body work on both from both of those guys were good. And that's what and Ramirez has a tank too. So when you're able to make it, so that's why the first time I actually really seen him like start struggling a little bit. Yeah,
I think Ramirez got a concussion.
Yeah, he was concussed. Didn't look all there. Definitely. Round 10, Taylor's won that round 10, but the end Ramirez hurt him bad. It looked like. Right before the bell.
And that's the one where then Taylor lands an Andre type of counter off the ropes.
Yeah,
he was on the ropes for sure.
Yeah, I thought Taylor took that round just off that punch again.
He was going in, but remember the last 20 seconds was giving him a couple of harder shots.
Yeah, I mean he tried to put it together, but like I said, it was an effort that was just a little bit too late in the fight for him, and it's a shame he couldn't return a knockdown. So, I mean, boxing has its first. I wouldn't say first. I mean, has a new undisputed champion in the 4-bout era, the 6th or the 5th, depending on how technical you want to get with the one undisputed champion. But at 140, having another one so quickly and after like 3 years, so I mean, you can.
And the division got loaded and good again.
Yes, the division. Like you can probably consider this like the unofficial final of the World Boxing Super Series 140 tournament. And yes, even though Taylor did win the official tournament, like this was the fight everyone wanted to see. Like this probably closed out a chapter at 140.
Facts. And it honestly, it's funny. Like if you was rocking with us and listening to the podcast from like since we started, fuck all that. Then you would kind of see how our voices and everything, our episodes kind of led up to this fight because we was anticipating this shit for a minute.
Yeah, we were.
And it delivered.
Yeah. So yeah.
Despite all the fuckery with the refs, the judging, the promoters, it happened. So yeah, I shit on Top Ranking Bob. I was shit on everybody, but he did make this fight come together. So I salute him for that. But yeah, you still got splaining to do with some other shit.
Yeah, we definitely definitely salute Josh Taylor. I mean, at the point in pound for pound sense, like honestly, like he's top 5. Like and that's minimum top 5.
Yeah. Top 5 for sure.
Doesn't somebody have statistical data they could run right now?
Oh yeah, your boy, yeah, my boy. I always got the analytics on deck. You feel me? So let's get into that. Let's get into that. So last night, after somebody became undisputed, Mr. Josh Taylor, you know what I'm saying? We had to see, what the deal was with how we rating him. You know what I'm saying? Dude might be a wanker, but the dude can fucking fight. So, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Dude can fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll even quote my boy Adrian Broner when they asked about Josh Taylor. Oh, that white boy. Oh, he cold. Right? He cold.
That's what we've been saying about Josh Taylor. If you know, you know.
So Ring Gang, we had the hottest polls, and we needed to ask. We needed to ask the people what they thought. You know what I'm saying? Where do you rate Josh Taylor pound for pound wise? So do you rate him top 3? Top 5, top 10, or top 15? We had 39 votes, and just by drawing this off the bat, if you pick top 15, you're a fucking idiot. So I had to just you're a fucking idiot. So,
yeah, definitely. I second that fucking you're a fucking idiot comment. Yes, you are if you pick top 15 because realistically, Ramirez was already like top 15 as is, or maybe even 12. Taylor was already top 10 if you just want to be honest about it. So if you did top 15, there's a wall you need to throw yourself into.
Thankfully, of the 39 votes, only 5% said top 15, which is like 1 or 2. So whoever those 1 and 2 people are, won yourself. But
uppercut season yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But for the rest of them, of the 39 votes, 49% said top 5. 28% said top 10. And 18% said top 3.
Yeah.
So it's been spoken. The people have spoken. The man top 5.
Yeah.
And he might not
top 3, but top 5 I could definitely see.
He top 5, and he might not even be 5.
Oh yeah.
I know most people probably have him at 4.
I got him at 4. I got him around 4 for sure.
I think part 3. It's like either 3 or 4, depending on how you want to interchange a couple.
Yeah, I think I have him as 3, but you guys
right
find
there.
out officially where we all gonna have these guys ranking because we're gonna be having we're gonna be changing. We're updating the ringgangradio.com pound for pound list. It's on the site all the time. Pat's list is there. Mine's King P, I believe Prolific.
The funny thing is going to be where in 2 months, if a certain somebody becomes undisputed that has 3 belts at 154, now it's going to be an uncomfortable choice because people are going to have to remove somebody from the top 5 that they might not want to remove.
Because y'all keep putting because y'all got Crawford up in top 5. That's why his ass don't need to be there.
Yeah, I've had Bud at 2 for a while. I've had Bud at 2 for a while, but if Charlo,
it's not hating though. Like honestly, look, the only way Jamel could leapfrog Josh Taylor pound for pound if he knocks out fucking Castaño. If he has the same type of fight, if he wins the same type of fight, then he might be like, they might just be back and forth right there.
They're neck and neck right now.
Neck and neck. Somebody, if he wins by KO, he overtakes him. That's it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how you could have Crawford ahead of either one of these guys. Like, that's just my humble opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's gonna be interesting, like I said, because now, I mean, he's not gonna be the only undisputed champion. Like, I mean, there are other champions that are gonna be unifying soon, and there's gonna be some movement. So, I mean, definitely by mini, just make sure you don't miss that when we do update on our website. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's gonna happen next month in June. We're gonna be updating it. So, like I said, y'all always tune in and check out ringgangradio.com. We'll be updating those pound for pound rankings pretty soon in June. Mm-hmm. And we'll let y'all know when we do. We might have a podcast episode about it, but that shit's definitely changing. You're gonna see some movement in that bitch.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, but overall, like I said, it was a great fight in Top Rank. Even though, I mean, honestly, the prelim undercard was better than the main undercard. They should have had that shit on the undercard for real if you watched it. But yeah, the main event delivered, and Josh Taylor deserves all the credit, all the credit in the world. And honestly, if you talk shit about Josh Taylor, you simply just either haven't watched him fight before, or you're just an idiot.
Yeah, you just
a wanker.
Or you're a fucking wanker.
Yeah, wanker.
Can't box. see, you could be a wanker and box, but you can't be a wanker and can't box.
Facts.
So yeah. So good shit. Motherfuck, that was good shit. Don't want to really get into no more Top Rank until a little later because we still got smoke for them.
At some point, yeah, we definitely got some more smoke for Top Rank.
Yeah. Just keep listening.
Yeah, keep listening. But yeah, so now he's just going to, because we have some previews. I know we did a preview for one of the 29th cards, which was Haney and Linares, but there's another one on Showtime, and this is one of the ones where, again, this is another one that's flying under the radar that has the potential to be fade worthy.
Yeah, because we're seeing if a certain Hall of Famer will turn back the hands of time again, continue to defy old age.
Yes, and of course we're talking about none other than the Filipino. Then also we're talking about none other than the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, who we going to trying to regain the bantamweight title, a portion of the bantamweight title against WBC bantamweight champion Nordine Oboli. Now, the last time we seen Donaire out, he fought in 2019's Fight of the Year. Now, I know people are like, well, why is that the Fight of the Year? Why isn't it Porter and Spence or whatever? Blah 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 blah. 2019, first of all, was a year of great fights. It was spectacular fights.
He had a lot of fucking Fight of the Years. That's one of those years where if you could pick anything from the top 5 Fight of the Years and no one should really argue like that, you should be good.
But for some reason, it seemed like most people just didn't. Most people couldn't understand why was Monster and Donaire Fight of the Year. Like, did you watch that fight? Like, I mean, like me and LB watched that shit in the morning. We actually got up and watched. We watched that shit live. And good Lord, that fight was a war. Like, I mean,
it's the whole event, the card, damn his little brother fighting first. It's just the whole fucking thing. Like I'm like those Cameron posts on Instagram, like that hashtag. Yeah. You wasn't there. Like if you wasn't there, you wouldn't feel it. You wouldn't know how we would feel about this. You wouldn't see history hit at that moment. So I mean, we can't even brag about this shit. Like if niggas weren't there, they ain't gonna know.
Yeah, like that shit was a high speed chess match. Like I mean, I've never seen so many clean, violent shots. I mean, that shit was a clinic in violent combination punching. Like, good Lord,
high level boxing and punching. Yeah. Like you don't see that often. Like, and the aggression was there. Dudes ain't have to throw a gazillion punches to make a dramatic, intense fight.
Yeah, no,
that was a high pace. Like it was a fucking good fight, great fight. Like that. That's all it is. And I hope Donaire could still bring that to this fight.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest question because Donaire took enough punishment he should retire. Like I said, like I mean, it was a goat level fight. But the fact that the level of punishment that Donaire took was still like startling. Like, you know, he took some really clean shots from a high level puncher, another high level puncher, and got dropped in the process too. So, but then I think he's probably had the benefit of a long layoff because I know he was supposed to fight Oboli last year, but you know, COVID kind of KO'd that. So it's just like now he's a lot older. He's 37 or 38 now, Donaire.
37.
Yeah, so Donaire and Oboli is not. He's not. I mean, Oboli, although he's not. I mean, if you're a hardcore, you've seen him fight before, but he's not a walk in the park. Like, I mean,
hell nah. Obali is skilled as fuck.
Yeah, I
mean, we might see him style on Donaire, and I'm gonna just keep it real. He might style on Donaire.
The potential is there for him to do that, but I just think Donaire a little too versatile for him, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to handle Donaire power, especially power if Donaire gets in his rhythm. But
I think he's gonna be conscious of that though. I think he's gonna prepare for that. It's gonna be a good fight, a real good fight.
Yeah, because
I mean, if he's gonna be conscious of it, and we get like a Magdaleno type of fight. Or he's gonna be conscious of it, and we get like a Frampton type of fight, Frampton monster type of fight towards Donaire, like with somebody who really kind of try to really outbox him and beat him type shit, not just lay back and hopefully his plot armor could do the rest of the work.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Oboli, like I said, I mean, as LB mentioned before, Oboli was on that undercard for Monster and Donaire. Like he's the one that actually beat Monster's brother.
Yeah,
but then as official score of boxing said, yeah, he was like Oboli was actually hurt by Monster's brother in that fight.
Facts.
So I mean Oboli, and then obviously he won his title by beating Rashid Warren, who's probably Rashid Warren is another is something of an amateur disappointment in the
bust.
Honestly,
I can't call him that because dude became world champion at an advanced stage, especially being at the lower weights and being in the Olympics twice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he underachieved.
Yeah,
I can't call him no bust.
His problem is he just stayed in the amateurs too long, and
Yeah, at that weight class. Yeah. That's not really the right move to do, man. And see how it affect bigger fighters.
And unfortunately for him, 115 and 118 are monster classes for him. Like, I mean, those are dangerous classes. So like they have killers in both divisions. So it's like he's stuck in a hard place. Like he has to move. Like, I mean, his
he can hang with most boxers too. So I'll never write him off. He makes for good fights, quick hands.
Yeah. But like I said, Oboli was able to beat him and like dominate him. So like Oboli, this is Oboli's chance to, if you want to put a legendary fighter into retirement for Donaire, it'll be another chance for him to turn back the hands of time and see if he can actually win another title at an advanced age. So
then call out Monster and be like, I got your brother. Yes. I got your best win. I got your brother. You want it next? Yeah. Because I feel like this is like the a consolation prize card we getting for these two.
Oh, what it do, Boca for soccer? I just happened to saw that he, he came in.
What it do? That's gang.
I've never seen this before, so this has actually caught me off guard. So yeah, what up?
Y'all know who that is,
man. I know who it is. I've just never seen that notification before.
I never did either. Like it got big. I don't know what the fuck that happened.
That's me. Yeah. I did that. I actually clicked on it. I clicked on his name.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad.
You added extra special effects and shit.
Yeah. I didn't know it would do that. I was like, oh shit. So I kept that. My bad.
It looks like Matej is fighting too. Against another undefeated guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, before we get into that one, like for Donaire and Oboli, so. Actually, since you spoke up, who do you think will probably win that fight?
I'm probably gonna roll with Oboli. I just think Donaire's a legend, great fighter, but I just think the youth will carry him, and it'll be a tough fight. But I think Oboli.
Yeah, and honestly, that's not a bad point. That's not a bad viewpoint to make. Because, like I said, I mean, You know, I mean, we've seen Donaire lose to people that we don't think he should have lost to, like Magdaleno, or him actually struggling with Cesar Juarez, which was even more surprising.
Oh my god, that was a fucking war, man. Yo,
Yeah,
you ain't never seen that Daenerys Caesar Juarez fight? Watch that fucking fight.
Yeah.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, Donaire has had plenty of wars, but then it's the wars that he's supposed to have with people that are not on his level. Those are the ones that are kind of shocking.
I think Daenerys hungry though. Like he really been wanting to fight. Like it's something like I don't know, man. He's from fucking the Philippines, man. With Pacquiao, like them dudes age different, man.
Yeah. I mean, Donaire's built different. Like I mean, he was the first, he was the first fighter to be testing clean regularly and reporting that shit. Like so, there was no bullshit, there was no fuckery in terms of what the hell he was doing. If he was if he had speed in the system because his left hook was just like annihilating cats. None of that bullshit. But I mean, he may be motivated, but unfortunately, Father Time does hit, and you just never know when it's going to hit. So I mean,
you got to be able to hit Father Time back too, though.
I mean, he could still hit. That's the one. That's the one thing I say about Donaire. I mean, I feel like I've always said that about Donaire. On the outside of the ring, he looks like Peter Parker. Inside, he fights like Spider-Man.
Nah, he fight like Venom.
Yeah, there we go.
AOP. So who do you think will probably win between Donaire and Oberle?
I think it's going to be Oberle. I think that, I think Donaire still has something in him. I think he'll have his moments. You might even see him hurt Oberle, but I think Oberle is just going to be the more busier, accurate, sharper fighter, and I think he's gonna win in a good fight, close fight. But I'm picking Oberle 116, 112.
Yeah, so both of y'all niggas picking Oberle?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Hey, LB. So what about you, bro?
Man, I don't know. It seemed like this is the year of the old nigga for me. So I gotta go with my boy Daenerys. Like I rarely pick against him. I think I've only picked against him in the fucking the monster fight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every person he's fought, he's had the opportunity to beat, or he shows that he's on the level where he had the chance. He just had bad strategy, whatnot. Matter of fact, like during the Taylor Ramirez fight, that uppercut knockdown. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought about the Nair Rigondeaux knockdown off that quick little break shit. But yeah, I feel like Daenerys. I think Daenerys got this. Obali ain't the damn youngest dude out either. He's quick. He got skills, but if Monster Little Brother can hang with him for so long, heard him take rounds, I think Daenerys got him, man. I almost don't know if it'll be decision or anything, but if not, I think Daenerys might even knock his ass out. Fuck it. I think Daenerys hungry. He wants his shit. Daenerys by knockout.
Yeah, I mean, Donaire definitely. I mean, honestly, and I agree with you on that one. I mean, I do think Donaire. I mean, I don't. For some reason, I'm not. I can't see a knockout. I mean, I think Donaire will probably win by decision. I mean, Oberle is pretty fucking crafty. I mean, he
is, but look. The way these scorecards be, look, if you a boxer, you throw hands, I don't care if you just throw hands in the middle of the street, world star shit, you better go for that fucking knockout.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, it's not, I mean, one thing I'll never question is Donaire's killer instinct. Donaire has a mean killer instinct. As much of a good guy as he is, like, dude will hurt you if you're not careful.
We seen Daenerys get faded the fuck up and knock guys out.
Yeah.
That damn dog, that Darchinian rematch, he was losing that shit.
Yeah, I don't know what his mind wasn't right or whatever. Like, I mean, when dude had, I mean, that was one of those fights I was just like, man, like, you better not lose this fight to no damn 122 version of Vic Darchinian or 126 version or whatever version it was. Either way, it was not a prime Vic Darchinian version.
A guy you beat 7 years earlier?
Yeah, by a violent knockout. Like,
you better not lose to him.
Shit. But PJ, what do you think? If you're still on,
for a lefty righty matchup, I just got to quickly just take a look and just see like some of his Obali's previous fights, including the one against Takuma. From what I'm watching and from what I've seen, I'm also leaning a little bit to Donaire being able to actually pull something off. But it's only because of a couple of factors. While Ubali is like a crafty and decent boxer, he leaves himself wide open by accident. I'm not too sure if it's just because of habit or is it just because of how much he uses his in and out strategy. Donaire has seen a lot of those things before, but the problem I have with Donaire is it takes him a really long time to get going now. And my problem is he going to be able to pull the upset coming from behind, or will he be able to like get something going right off the bat? But I'm going to lean towards Nonito for this one by decision.
All right. So three for Donaire, 2 for Obali.
Damn, so all the old niggas picked Donaire and all the young cats picked Obali.
Oh wow, okay. Let me get my official dentures.
Oh wow. Damn.
Yeah, but I mean,
Let me go against my light skinned bros. Like,
I mean, every old nigga ain't expendable.
Oh.
God
but
damn.
shit, if Hank Lundy could hang tough, Chocolatito turn the damn clock back twice.
And, you know, fucking Chris Ariola turning the hand, turning
Ariola to Sora shit. Like, yo, this the year the damn fucking old dudes.
Well,
they saw Povietkin and they were like, we can do it too.
I mean, like I said, but at least Donaire is more. I mean, Donaire has something in the tank. We just don't know how much left. So I mean, this should definitely be a good damn fight. And the Coleman
can't have leaky defense with Donaire. Like, he might be slower to pull the trigger, but he still pulls that bitch.
Yeah, and when he pulls it and he lands it, he can still fuck you up. Like just the.
They just wear and tear, break faces and shit. Like he just punched too fucking hard. Like, I
mean, just because Monster has fighting spirit. Japanese fighters, they have fighting spirit. So just because Monster can take that type of shit doesn't mean anyone else should take that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
And if you're not naturally bigger than him, like Walter was, and Walter's damn near got knocked out. People forget that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Walters got stunned, but then once he recovered, he brutalized Donaire.
Remember, I think the round ended. Like, that's how he got stunned at the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I know people bring up the Maidana when he stunned Floyd in the rematch, but it was that type of punch, but like, like 2 times worse because like Walters looked like he was done.
Yeah. Walters did a dance.
Floyd just took a good shot.
Yeah,
he's like, oh shit, like, oh. Yeah, I got
there's a difference between. Yeah, there's a difference between like take a shot. You're like, okay, that was way harder than I thought, and then you didn't expect it, and now your legs are telling you why you're here.
And then official scoreboard said if Donaire wasn't forced to wear winning instead of Cleto Reyes, he may have stopped Monster. I mean, I didn't even know that was
Cleto Reyes. He's some punchers.
Yeah, but winning
horsehair. Yeah, you don't fuck around with that.
Yeah, but winning gloves are puncher gloves. Like, they're elite punching gloves.
No, they are. But then sometimes it depends on what they feel. So, I mean, he said possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. I would say just fight gloves in general. They're just too small at that point for you to consider, like, oh, these are pillows versus anything else. They're still going to hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, for that, I mean, obviously, aren't anything under 147, aren't they supposed to wear 8-ounce gloves anyways? I mean, unless they use them. Yeah, so.
So if anything, at that point, it's really based on the padding for your hands, not the person's face.
Right, and then Donaire, even with those Reyes on, like, dude still broke an orbital and caused all types of damage on Monster's face. So it wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't like it didn't matter anyway. Donaire was on
Monster's face wasn't winning.
Yeah, it's facts.
That shit was losing.
Basically, it was the equivalent of those forum posters like, yo, if they had those magical gloves, it could have changed. If he had that Mario star, we could have seen something different.
Oh my goodness, he was erasing Monster's face with them punches.
Yeah, he was like, it was like I was cringing. Like I don't usually cringe in fights, but just for the amount of clean punches those two were landing each other was just it was uncomfortable to watch after a while. But it's like them two.
I needed more blood and gore. It was perfect. I need my damn what's that show off of Amazon? Invincible.
Invincible.
That's the shit. I was like, nah.
LB's on his Omni-Man shit. He's just like, I need someone's eye to pop out.
And actually, it almost looked like someone did. Monster's eye, like his eye was wide open, like he saw a fucking ghost because he had double vision. That's why. That's the reason why his eye was wide the fuck open on one of those shots. So
basically, punches anywhere near your eye, you do not know what the end result might be.
Yeah.
That's also a fact.
So protect your eyes as best that you can.
And
yeah,
then
you might fuck around and look like Shawn Michaels, fucking droopy eyes.
yeah, cockeyed. But another fight on there though that also that might actually be that's also going under the radar too is the co-main one that Pilot was bringing up earlier, Subriel Mateus, who has a lot of infamy as he was involved in a unfortunate ring death a couple years back against Max Dadeshev, which was on the undercard of Nakatani and Teofimo Lopez.
Weren't you at that one?
Was that?
Weren't you at that fight?
No, I wasn't. I was going to be at that fight, but I think I changed my mind.
Oh damn! I swear, like yo, that year Pat was at every motherfucking fight.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it, but I think it was either because I traveled. I think I went to Shakur Stevenson. I just didn't want to travel so soon. I think that's part of the reason why.
That motherfucker was touring.
Yeah. So yeah, but unfortunately, yeah, Mateus though. Unfortunately, it was a brutal fight that ended up with Dadeshev dying shortly after the fight.
R.I.P. That was a tough ass fight, man.
It was though. But then, like, dude, though, like I said, dude is I don't want to say murderous puncher, but his punching, with the exception of one hiccup, and I think it was a fight shortly after that unfortunate ring death where he got upset on an undercard.
Yeah.
You know, he bounced back too because his last fight out he faced Malik Hawkins, who was also a fellow undefeated prospect, and brutalized that guy.
Brutalized him, yeah. Yeah,
until the ring doctor had to step in. So, like, Matias is like, 16-1 with 16 knockouts. Like, Puerto Rico might have one in him, but it depends what his temperament, how he keeps his temperament. He's facing another Kazakh prospect, one that I've sort of heard of before. He's mostly fought out of the Montreal scene. Batir Jukimbayev. Like, they always have these crazy names until you get them in the ring, and then you see, like, okay, that's Batir. Like, he knows how to fight. That's how you start referring to them. And he's 18-0 with 14 knockouts. So that one is a sleeper fight. That one might turn into like a shootout of some sort.
Sound like a real shootout.
Yeah, like, I mean, anyone from Kazakhstan, like, they got something. They always have something. And
so PDC coming back with a vengeance now. Like, we get just a card starting at fucking 10 o'clock and shit.
Yeah, and this one, I don't know why they're starting that shit at 10 o'clock. But funny thing is too, I have a cookout to go to today, so hit that start late, I'll be able to make it in time for it. So, hey, it works out in the end. And official scorecard boxing saying, he knows Matias Jukimbayev is going to be fired, and he said Jukimbayev also killed an opponent in the amateurs, and he's not kidding. So,
damn.
Yeah, if you kill somebody in the amateurs, that means you're doing something.
Man, you killing somebody.
It really says,
wow.
It really says a lot where they tell him, be like, yo, this man caught a body. Some black Air Force activity right now.
But honestly, this fight, like, that fight could possibly steal the shine from the main event because like, you have two. I've seen fights Jukimbayev. I watched a couple on YouTube. Like, dude can punch, dude can fight.
Honestly, that's a Ring City USA type of main event. To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
that as a co-main.
Because Matias is going to bring it. Matias is definitely.
Yeah, Matias is definitely going to bring it. That's for damn sure.
He's gonna bring everything: the kitchen sink, the damn dishwasher, the microwave.
Yeah, and I think it's also not limited. I forgot for which sanctioning body too. I think it's WBA. I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. So don't sleep on that fight. And then the opener is one Gary Antoine Russell. he'll be facing the guy that should have gotten the victory over Broner in his last fight, Giovanni Santiago.
Also, one of those, if he beats the guy, if he looks better than Broner, then that's his little come up.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think we all said it too. Like after Giovanni, he gave Broner a pretty tough fight, and I thought he beat him. But I was like, yeah, Showtime's definitely gonna. We all say that, yeah, Showtime's definitely gonna bring him back for sure.
At best, that fight, and I'm a Broner fan, but at best, that fight was like a draw for him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really look too, and it was a mid-ass fight too.
Yeah, man. It was, and Broner, and the fact that Broner acted like he did some sort of like he did a clinic on there was pissing me off because he was still talking. There's a whole bunch of.
He was so happy to win.
Yeah, because I mean, it had been like 4 years or some shit. Like, yeah, he was pissing me off too because I was like,
yeah, put him on Triller and against a jobber so he could knock him out. And...
Yeah, because
you know what? That is actually the perfect promotion for someone like for Broner, Triller.
The bronze boner.
Bronze Broner.
Shut up. I've been looking at the TV I'm like, what the fuck? Oh shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, this card is damn near as good as the fucking Neri Figueroa. And like man, when you really when Showtime did the little, the fight schedule. These, a lot of these fights, we had the little episode about it, and we talked about it, and it was like, yeah, this is a good fight. This goes without saying. But when you do the actual damn episode about the card, you realize, like, God damn, this is a really good fucking boxing card.
Yeah, it's quality, and Showtime, especially after Showtime, like last year was, Showtime last year was kind of trash. And 2019 they were really underperforming. So it's like, they did their thing. Like they redeemed themselves with the schedule, and but it's the unfortunate thing is the Showtime cards are not getting the ratings though. Like the fights that they air for the most part have been great, have been good to great. But
but this is the thing, man, and it's funny you mentioned that because we're not gonna go on a rant on that, but I honestly feel like Showtime took too long to bring these level matchups, and it's like. I think boxing is low-key passing them by a little bit.
Yeah.
Because remember, it started with the Broner card. The Broner card didn't even get no fucking eyes on it.
Hell no. Yeah. And Broner is known for getting ridiculous TV ratings.
No matter what.
No matter what.
I don't care who else is fighting. I don't care if it's NBA playing, fucking Tupac hologram. I don't give a fuck. Niggas be watching Broner. So... when that ain't happen, I'm like, And now this nigga, Figgy and this Neri and Figueroa. I put both their names together. Neri Figueroa, a great card right there.
Mm-hmm.
Two guys, punchers, exciting style. That shit ain't do nothing. So it's like, man, I don't know. I think they kind of took too long to feed the people what they want, and everybody is just paying attention to these other cards. And when it comes to PBC Showtime, it's like, people making it seem like it's HBO now.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate too because they're really bringing it. So it's like, I mean,
you can't be going whole fucking years and providing people bullshit matchups though.
Right. It's something even though it doesn't even look like even PBC's even putting the type of push behind it like they should. Like you put out this wonderful schedule, promote this shit a little bit. Damn. But
but boxing not being promoted like that. We'll do our part, but
but
can't save the world.
Yeah, but we're telling you right now, this it's a quality card. So if y'all listening or you hear this later, tune in Saturday night for it. Depending
on the whole day to get all your errands and bullshit out the way, chill with your girl.
Yeah,
play basketball, go to the gym, eat your meal, and 10 o'clock. Tell everybody fuck off so you can watch some fights.
Yeah, like I said, because if you watch the Neri Figueroa card, and it was heat from beginning to end. This card has the same vibe because like I said, the other Gary Russell, he's itching. Here's another one I think PBC is under promoted too, and that dude is the talent. But
this got a more international vibe. The Neri Figueroa was like Mexican
it was
Day
Mexican
Part 2.
vibe, yeah.
Yeah, this is like World Peace Day. I mean World Fade Day or some shit.
World Fade Day.
Okay, we got O'Malley, we got the mayor, we got Gary Russell, we got everybody. It's like okay, got that United Nations appeal.
Yeah, everyone's represented. So yeah, definitely like stay tuned.
I just hope more than 17 people watch the motherfucker. But okay.
Yeah, like honestly, I want to see this thing because I know like the average like rating's been like somewhere like 275 and 300, which isn't really shit though. I mean it's an unfortunate number, And you see all this bullshit like on Fox get all that million plus because it's Fox, and then you have people watch it and they get exposed to some horrid fights on there. So it's fucking weird. But yeah, definitely tune in. And then, we have another preview, and this one is a week after that one. And this one, obviously, this one is buzzing like crazy, like everywhere. Like this fight, I mean, honestly, like I mean, this fight will never, as long as a Paul brothers involved, it will never not buzz. Because I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. People, it's not Jake Paul.
Oh my goodness!
It'll be quick.
It doesn't matter if it's Logan Paul, Jake from State Farm, Logan from X-Men. It doesn't matter.
It's Paul.
Paul McCartney. You just put any of those names into it.
Paul matter. Phoenix.
Paul Phoenix.
I mean, I've been playing Tekken like lately.
Tekken is dope, bro. Yeah, salute Tekken. But
put money in Paul Phoenix for any fight.
Was that?
I said for Paul Phoenix, I'll put money on him for any fight, just for that one single punch he does.
Facts.
Word.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I mean, we all know. Obviously, they think they say it's an exhibition, but the only intrigue with now is obviously Logan Paul is not Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a small, Logan Paul is the actual heavyweight or cruiserweight naturally. So,
he's trash.
Yeah, he's trash boxing wise, and then Floyd is.
He only has a jab. It's his only punch that he seemed like he gotten down in practice.
Yeah. So and then obviously they're trying to sell the shit too because they had Logan Paul fight 3 or 4 of the Gronkowski brothers who can't fight a lick anyways. So he made it he looked like $1 million against them. But it's just like and pretty much after the fuckery with the hat and I got your hat and the hair plugs and Floyd got turned into a fucking meme, it's like, Floyd may actually go and try to put dude away. And if he does, obviously, it's not going to take him that long. Logan Paul, as big as he
hilarious.
Is. Seems like he's training more serious for this than fucking McGregor.
Yeah.
I think the size difference is making him go harder.
He's got the uncle hair now, that's why.
Yeah, the uncle hair. Yeah.
Oh my god! I cannot stand to see this dude scalp, yo. I'm just like normally I would watch a Floyd video if he's hitting the bag and all his henchmen, because that's how motherfuckers be standing around looking at him like they're waiting for a order or some shit.
Yeah.
Floyd at 45. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. I noticed this. Floyd at 45 looks more like Roger than his dad.
Yeah, he does.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Floyd. He just needs the Roger scowl to go along with it.
I feel like he looked like both to me, but
yeah,
he's just like Roger got like a longer face.
Yeah, honestly, Floyd looks like probably like a younger version of an old Floyd Senior. Just slightly.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, you like the hair and everything was like. I know Floyd probably missed his natural hairline. Obviously, if you watch him fight in the 90s, dude used to keep like the fade and everything like that, So I guess he missed his hairline so much.
Give it another 10 years, and he'll look like a California sun-dried raisin like the rest of the family.
I heard through the
his hair grew back that time he was in jail. Like he had the little fro coming out.
Yeah, and you can see that you can see the George Jefferson part in it and everything.
Yeah, but this shit now, I don't know what he's doing. That shit just looks so
and that's why dude should just sit down for a minute. If you're gonna do that shit, at least chill for a minute. Let it complete or do whatever the fuck you're doing before you.
You scheduling fights and shit, and your shit look like the fucking patchwork fucking quilt.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you can't brush your hair or none of that shit because it will probably come off. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, like Floyd, you need to sit down and stop fucking around. But unfortunately, like I said, the whole incident turned into a meme, a vicious meme, which we talked about before. So yeah, I mean, it seems like Floyd is really like training hard because I mean, he put a picture of him in sparring with blood all over his shirt and shit like that. I mean, I was just like, damn, is it that serious? Like, who the fuck are you bloodying in your spine?
Yeah, like
Yeah, but the problem is like that. I get with those things are just the pictures of it. I'm like, when was it?
Yeah, like what was it?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is Logan Paul. Like, you don't have to go that hard, son. Like, we all know you're an all-time great boxer. Like,
It's like sparring one of his security guards.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, like
Is this an exhibition or just like a sanction?
It's an exhibition.
It's
not,
it's
Quote
exhibition.
unquote exhibition.
Quote unquote. Because look, man, I tell you what, Logan Paul won't take that shit serious.
yeah, I think the fact that his brother, or I think his brother already, probably pretty much aggravated Floyd on like, big time. So it's like,
And Logan Paul sound pissed too. Like I think he gonna take that shit serious. And DZ right. It should be Floyd versus Logan and Jake Paul boxing tag team. Like first round Logan, second round Jake, third round Logan. Like honestly,
Tekken tag.
Tekken tag. I was gonna say it's like this is just Tekken tag right now.
And Logan,
and you stop one of them, and then the next one you stop the other one type shit.
And then
Marvel
Loki,
Capcom shit.
yeah, and Loki, that's probably the reason why Jake Paul probably now moved from Triller to Showtime. Now he signed to Showtime, so something may be brewing with
He got to help them ratings.
Yeah,
He's gonna help them.
Jake Paul stimulus.
Yeah,
Triller can't have all the fun.
They could get Broner, make a trade, make a swap.
Yeah, I'm saying. So yeah, but unfortunately,
how great would that be if they actually did that? It's like we at Triller.
Man,
Our first draft pick is
loan them out. Just
Adrian
loan them
Broner.
out. Just loan them out like the old days in the wrestling territories. Just move from territory to territory.
I'll give you a pro.
Put him on the lease.
What's this guy doing here?
Just slap Broner in the back. This Broner here can last for a couple years.
Oh man.
But at least though, this thing actually has a decent undercard. Well, I say decent. Really, what one fight on there is like. Really
No predictions for Logan Paul and Floyd.
No, nigga.
KO.
I'm not going to entertain that.
Yeah,
there's only one thing I'm going to point out that was just something interesting to see, just because of like how Floyd was training, was like a highlight video of this one kid who's doing like similar to the Roger Mayweather network. It was just cool just to see like, hey, something that's like similar to what Floyd's used to. There's this one guy he's actually been working with, and he does similar-ish kind of pad work. And it was just cool to see. Because you can kind of see like Floyd's doing his own way, trying to say like, okay, I'm going to work with the next best I got.
Well, that pad work looks so slow. It's not even impressive. I don't even like it. I don't even like looking at it. Like I've seen what you're talking about. It doesn't look right without Roger doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Roger was like the one that you're used to, and because they've known each other for so long, they go at whatever speed. It's just interesting just to see like, okay, are they going to stick around or not?
And the funny thing is too is like there was a lot of criticism because like, man, people actually thought that Floyd actually looked slow doing that. So there was people actually like people didn't like that shit.
Yeah, even though the dude's over 40 and he's working with somebody brand new, I'm just like, oh, the next first person he sees who can kind of do the work, they're going to be at full speed. No, it's going to take a bit. I'm just curious to see, just because I'm just like, also like to see how trainers work. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying, give him a chance. Like you're right.
Like, why not just wait and see? Like it's like when somebody goes to a new trainer, they just assume they're going to just immediately just change levels. Like doesn't work like that.
I mean, everybody's not Ben Davidson.
Yeah,
that's true. Ben Davidson
doesn't get an immediate change out of somebody. Like you just walking, you let Ben Davidson train you for like 15 minutes, you'll walk away as a better fighter by 3% at least.
It's because Ben Davidson focuses on more than just simply like, hit the pads or hit the bag. He's just like, here's something about you. Can we tweak it? He's surgical.
And he's like a teacher.
He's strategic. Yeah, he definitely seems strategic.
Sounds like some guys in an eye test.
Sounds like an eye test podcast.
It is.
Definitely not Robert Garcia status because all his fighters fight one way, it seems like.
It takes, depending on the fighter, it takes some time. Like you can see, like some will get it right away. Others they need a bit. It's
I just
like
and Logan Paul and Floyd because all the little beef and shit they got. I don't want someone to get a mean rabbit punch or somebody get body slammed and a shoulder pop out. Like the way boxing and life been going, I could just expect any type of fuckery right now.
Floyd slips, kind of like he gets dropped, like a slip or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, because if he lose, get dropped, gets hurt, looks real bad, like his brand gonna take a bigger hit than Logan Paul.
Right. Shit,
so that's why we was all saying like, yo, Floyd shouldn't even be doing no fight like this.
Logan Paul has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Exactly.
And
worst type of fight when you a fucking multi-millionaire.
Yeah, and Floyd already looking like a fool because of the meme shit. Like, I mean, so it's like, yeah, I mean, you either put you're not gonna draw this out 6 or 8 rounds of how long it's gonna be. You're gonna put he's gonna put the guy away. He's gonna have to.
He has to at this point.
Yeah. I hope so.
I think
one thing that kind of take Conor McGregor a while, and you let him kind of expel his energy, and you treat him like a novice sparring session, and like you just let everything happen. But I'm not really looking for you to do that with a guy like Logan Paul. Like you should be tearing that body up from the beginning, overhand rights, knock his big ass the fuck out.
Like if you can't put him on the first, within 3 rounds at the very least.
How many rounds do you think Mayweather will let it go? 3?
I'm not predicting nothing in this fight.
I ain't predicting nothing.
It shouldn't go over 5. I'm gonna say that now. It shouldn't go over 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not predicting nothing. This is a circus act. I don't do circus acts.
We just only fucking talking about it, so that's why I just go ahead and saying that.
Yeah, Floyd just needs to do it and just do it.
Actually, no. Here's my answer for this. Pilot, you want to know who the real winner is? Both those dudes, because they made a ton of money out of this.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Basically, the undisputed money makers.
Yeah,
money isn't everything when your ass is beamed to death, and it's like your brand is took a L.
And
I mean, for Floyd, he's probably gonna take it to heart. But I'm like, guess what? If you trying to make as much money as you can, you better become a sociopath at that point.
And who also takes a win by proxy? His stock goes up now, even more now by proxy. Even though he has nothing to do with this event, the winner is Pacquiao.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay,
this is where people don't realize how petty boxing is. It's like, yo, you see what that other person's doing? Yo, you see what your ex is doing?
Yeah.
Shout out to Pedro Serrano, Demetrius Andrade is the most avoided man in boxing. Yeah, facts. That's facts.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Andre will never. Andre itself. There's a whole segment we can do about him. So,
Andrade got to make Canelo do a whole English segment, which became memes after that. So he's doing something right.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Payday, you want payday? I know.
That shit was corny.
No, the funny part. The funniest part was that not even that. Then now they use it for everything. Now there's a video with Usyk Eddie, I want money, more money. And he was like, payday, you want payday?
Nah, fuck that. Y'all gotta see the video.
Only thing for Usyk I will only know because it was from him is I am very feel. That is all I need to know when it's Usyk.
The Rocky 3 shit with damn Mr. T and fucking Sylvester Stallone and all of them, the whole Rocky 3 speech.
Yeah, at the statue in Rocky 3.
At the statue, that shit's hilarious. They got Eddie Hearn is fucking on Adrian's face.
Yeah. It's all and Andre's on Mr. T's face, and Andre really took that shit to heart. Andre was not. Andre is using his mind over that shit, But
we needed.
If anything, I'd say his trainer was the one who was more acting like a wild dog than anything else. Andre was okay, I'm getting pulled back, but the trainer was just yo, let's do this. I'm like, sir, you're not the one fighting. Please take a seat and leave your fighter to do the actual fighting.
Yeah, and honestly, like I said, Floyd probably needs to take a seat too. But hey, Floyd wants to do this for millions of dollars, hey, go ahead. But just there's the consequences with it.
Yeah, no, he's experiencing it right now. Like
Yeah.
this is the real consequence of like
The
you want to
main
do a freak show
consequence.
fight, you deal with freak show results.
Yeah. However, though, I mean, at least now there's a palatable undercard, at least to a degree. I mean, the co-main, it was one of the better fights in 2019. It came out of nowhere, really, with
It was
Badu
a fucking
Jack.
fight of the year of 2019. Actually, it
Yeah,
was a candidate.
it was Showtime's best fight of that year, bar none. We have Badu Jack and Jean Pascal. They'll be fighting for a rematch for Pascal's GameStop belt. And
I've not heard that term in so many years.
really, we say that shit.
We
all
say
the
that all
time.
the time. Like,
I know, but it's just for me. It's been a while since I've just been all over the place and things like that. Just to hear the GameStop belt again, I'm just like,
you
wow.
got the GameStop belt. You got the fucking what other belts we got out there? The fucking Radio Shack belt.
DLC belt.
Yeah, they have plenty of those belts, but obviously, nonsense belt aside, it's gonna be like, Jean Pascal turned back the hands of time, and Badu Jack looked like he's turning back forward. So, so it's like, so it's pretty much it's a little clash because the first fight was Pascal, dropped Badu Jack early and Jack dropped Pascal late. Like it was a hell of a brawl, for when those two were landing on each other. So and I
It's like your typical Battle Jack fight. Start off slow, finish good.
And personally, I thought Jack won that shit, but they gave it to Pascal by split decision, I think.
It ended up being a draw, right?
No, Pascal won that fight.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh my god, yeah, because weren't we saying like Pascal deserved to be fighter of the year?
Oh yeah, comeback fighter of the year. Yeah, because
Marcus Brown.
Really the most consistent fighter of the year.
Brown when he took Brown 0, kind of. I mean, basically.
Look, if you knock out Marcus Brown as an underdog and you beat Badu Jack as an underdog, like if you're not fighter of the year candidate, I don't know what else you got to do.
Yeah, honestly, well, my thing is because if the belt was a little bit more substantial, I would say, fighter of the year. But comeback fighter of the year is good for him because I don't think he really did any fighter of the year shit.
Well, hold on, but who else was fighter of the year that year? Who was getting those type of opponents in 2019 as an underdog?
That year, I thought was that the Taylor Prograis fight 2019 too?
Yeah, it was that, and then the monster fight. Yeah, 2019.
I think he had Brown Jack too, right?
There were people that actually had better performances in that year than fucking Jean Pascal. I'm not even gonna argue that shit.
No, of course. I'm saying he's a cat, like he's a lower level. Like if you could name like maybe like 4 or 5 people, of course, because they're fighting better opponents, but they're better fighters as well.
He was like, it's like the NBA. He was like football. He was comeback boxer of the year. He kind of
had one of the better comeback stories you had. And remember how everybody was on college shit.
Yeah, college shit. Yeah, definitely.
That all the candle to what Pascal did the year before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, but college, I was like, the only way he'd be fighter of the year is if he actually bodied the top 5 in this division, which he didn't do.
And the fight was kind of like the fight had a drawish feel. I'm not mad at the decision for that. Like
it was drawish, but they already gave Badu Jack too many draws.
Yeah, and Badu Jack, unfortunately, Badu Jack had a horrible 2019 because he fought a motivated Marcus Brown who beat the shit out of him pretty much.
Damn, Pascal made them niggas his kids that year when he.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Like that was like that's like fighting your nephews, like.
Yeah, and this is Pascal who did.
Okay.
And this is where Pascal was looking horrible. Like he got beat down by Kovalev twice, and then he looked bad against Bivol. He looked really bad against Bivol actually. And then there was another fight that he looked. I thought he got
Sharbanowski. It was some fight he had, and he looked kind of bad in that too.
That was the Gonzalez fight. I think that was after the first Kovalev fight because he looked so shot, and I thought he lost that fight too.
Dude, did I end up a comeback?
Real quick thing here. Did you just see in the chat right there? Badu's always has his hologram fighting in the ring for the first 6 rounds, then he enters in the 7th.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Fact.
Like Badu Jack hologram, stay in these first half of these fights. Fucking the Stevenson fight, same hologram. I thought he lost that shit though. Fuck that. Like I thought Stevenson shouldn't deserve the win on that. But damn,
basically what they're saying is it's like for the first 6 rounds you're fighting nothing but Doom bots, then you actually fight Dr. Doom after that.
That shit, fucking, he got robbed against the Gale hard.
Yeah, that was disgusting. You know, Jack's draws are like the stuff of legends now. Like, I mean,
Jack was the dentist for DeGale, and apparently they said DeGale still won, missing a tooth.
Yeah, so Jack, so pretty much, I think at this point now, Jack is like 37 now, and Pascal is like 38.
I'm thinking Pascal's like 41 or some shit.
He fights like he is because he burnt his body out that early.
Yeah. Pascal.
I've been watching Pascal his whole career.
So Pascal's 38 and Jack's 37. So I think pretty much. I mean, this could either be a final stand for Badu Jack, who really can't afford a loss like this. Like
for both of their ass, really.
It's really an issue.
Loser leave town.
Yeah.
Well, no.
It is.
So I mean,
Marcus Brown get the winner. I'm just saying.
Well, that was Brown's title, GameStop title, right?
Yeah, that was Brown's GameStop title that got took. Yeah. And then also too
DLCs and how many other titles you can trade in to get that GameStop title.
Also, hold on. What's the prediction for this one, folks?
I'm picking Jack just because I just like his consistency. Because even though he's slow and samey, it's just like if you make a mistake, he's gonna catch you, and he does not stop unless you actually put him away. Pascal is just too hot and cold for me.
Making that hot and cold work, man. But Badu Jack need to win this shit, man. So I'll pick a damn unanimous decision. I hope the hologram stop fighting at the 4th round.
I want to say Badu Jack should win a decision. I'm not too sure what kind of decision because those two are going to make it all over the place.
I honestly think. I think Badu will win a split decision on this one.
Here's how bad I think because
a knockdown is going to happen.
Yeah, there's going to be knockdown.
All I know is when they decide to give the scorecard, it's going to take as long as an episode of Dragon Ball Z. That's all I know. But otherwise, I am picking Badu Jack to win by decision.
Pilot?
Yeah, I think Jack by decision. I mean, Pascal hasn't fought since their last fight. I think Badu just a little more active, and I think he'll have, enough. But again, like PJ said, shit, man. You never know when Jack's fighting, but I think I'll lean towards Jack winning though.
Yeah, and watch him probably make a fool of all of us again.
You know what? It's one of those fights. Look, I'm gonna just say it right now. There's certain fights that, no matter what, you always put something on for a draw. I did that shit with Ramirez Taylor because I was like, man, let me just riddle something on a draw because I don't know what these motherfuckers do. Y'all play with people's lives with these decisions. This is another fight where I'm like, yo, if you got it, put a little something on that draw because I could see that happening. This is a Badu Jack fight, folks.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to that fight. However, I'm not looking forward to the other fight.
Here it goes.
Yeah, and that's one
Swift hating ass.
One Jarrett Swift Hurd, and he's obviously he's making this try to find himself. This time I think now he officially says he's going at 154. He'll be facing Luis Arias, and that's part of the reason why I'm not excited about this fight because Luis Arias
stunk out the joint with Jacobs.
What's that?
He stunk out the joint with Jacobs.
Basically, on one of the HBO cards.
And this was Jacobs still with the Avengers though too.
Yeah, so that's why it's like I'm not excited about this fight. And usually, if Hurd was in his Terminator, eat every punch type of mode, I'd be like, okay, he'll get rid of him. But Hurd's been trying to find himself in the ring, which has led to some very horrible performances.
Yeah, that Santana fight was horrible.
Yeah, especially since Josecito Lopez actually beat the shit out of him afterwards, easily. So,
shout out to Riverside Rocky.
Yeah, so it's just like I mean, now if Hurd can stop Arias and legitimate, because Arias has never been stopped before, at least as far as I know. Like he's a tough guy. Like he'll give you a good fight, but he's not really that great to watch. So, I mean, he's only lost. Look, Jacobs, and I think he lost to someone else too. I forgot. Keeler. There we go.
Is this fight is this an opener?
No, I actually don't know what it is because then we also have the Chad Ochocinco exhibition. He's actually going to he's on this card too.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know I don't know who or what's going first for this card.
Wait, which card is this again?
It's still the same Floyd card.
Yeah, Floyd.
Okay.
I
heard Ocho Cinco. I'm just like, I just want to be sure. Which card was it again?
It's just they try to give you like celebrity shit. They trying to give you real boxing. I don't know. It seems like they repackaging Triller.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like,
who's performing?
Giving us Lunchables as boxing. Okay.
Yeah,
to Audi's Lunchables.
Yeah, because they saw what Triller was doing. It was like, you know what? Maybe we need to do the same shit too, instead of just Floyd just actually put his actual boxes on this card. Like put more of his boxes on this shit.
And hype him up,
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Floyd don't be promoting this guy. It's like, well, he changed. He's promoting Gervonta Davis some more.
And David Haney.
So he's changing a little bit. He's making some improvement with the promoter tip. Yeah.
This is the kind of card I think. Doesn't Mayweather promote Romero?
Was that?
Does Floyd promote Romero? Rolly?
Yeah, Rolly. Yeah, he does.
That'd be a good fight to put him on. I'm just saying.
Rolly's probably gonna be put on a different card. I mean, I know there's some rumors that he might face Ryan Garcia next, which is I'll rip that fight to shreds.
I don't know. The way he was performed against Martinez, he might as well have a fight against himself, a mirror match.
Oh wow.
And he might.
I don't know, man. Just Romero,
because the judges' heads will
explode. On this card,
the judges won't know how to pick if it's like Rolly versus Rolly. Like, who should we gift?
Plot armor just gonna go out of control for that fight.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them for trying to bite the Triller format. It is what it is. I mean, and obviously, and for the people who want to watch this, it's going to be on a Sunday, not a Saturday. And the reason why is because originally that Saturday was supposed to be for Teofimo's fight against George Kambosos for Triller, but Teofimo kind of ran his mouth, and LB caught wind of it, and it was like, young boy, you better watch who you're talking to. So they pulled an alpha move, like the big bank take little bank type of move.
Yeah,
so, we'll put that on
for
Sunday.
A trash ass fight like this, it's like, wow, like boxing got too much egos.
Yeah, So they took that Sunday.
I was about that. UFC starting to fall down to that same road too, even though they said like, oh, it doesn't happen in the UFC. I'm like, yeah, guess what? It's coming.
Yeah, it's definitely coming. And it was weird too because we were about to get boxing pay-per-views back to back, which is incredibly rare. Like that doesn't happen. It should never happen, by the way, either. So it's like unfortunately,
a boxing pay-per-view Saturday and Sunday in the same weekend. Hell nah.
Yeah,
that's not possible.
So
I mean, it's possible. I mean, shit. Look what these motherfuckers been doing. Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah,
I know it's very possible, but I'm just like saying, hey, yo, it's just out there. But you know what? On the other hand, there's been boxing every weekend, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're still in the middle. There's gonna be boxing every weekend. Well, every weekend until probably well into July. Cause I don't remember any weekends where there is no boxing coming up.
No, I can't either. Because every time when somebody asks me, it's like, is there a fight this weekend? I'm like, I don't think so. I'm looking like, oh shit, there is.
Yeah,
you don't think, nigga, you ring gang, you better know.
I learned by proxy, nigga. Leave me alone.
You're an ambassador of the sport. Like, you supposed to know. Like, oh yeah, hey coach, is anybody fighting this week? But yeah, Daenerys, Bali.
I got punched in the face, dude. I forget.
Yeah, he has an excuse. He is right. Yeah, I'll go.
Nah, you better add some defense to that. Them lessons did. No, I ain't gonna get.
I have been actually. Yeah, I have been actually. There was actually a session where I forgot my mouth guard. My defense was super high.
Oh damn.
So
Damn,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm about
So
to take some real fades and forget about who fighting me.
But I mean, yeah, like, boxing's hitting a stride. Like, we're getting Haney coming up, the Teofimo fight versus Cambosis, and obviously a couple months we're getting Cristiano Charlo. So,
yeah,
it's kind of hitting
so
a stride for the summer.
yeah, so just gonna take a quick look at the fight schedule. Like probably the next time that we might have a break in a weekend, and even that is because nothing's scheduled on it. Is July 24th. So yeah, there's boxing on every weekend. Till then. And until someone schedules something for July 24th. That's
All right, so you said July 24th. I'll plan
Yeah.
some days off so I can just relax and do nothing.
Well, it depends because nothing's been scheduled yet. I'm pretty sure we don't know if the Zone's going to put something or Top Rank. So
yeah, those two are
Speaking
trying to
of
like
Top
top
Rank.
dog each other every single time.
yeah, so it's one or the other. But yeah, we have boxing on pretty much every weekend until then. So yeah, and unfortunately unfortunately on the 19th we have like 5 events, and we will definitely get to that podcast. Later on the next month.
It's a home style buffet of mid.
Yeah.
I do have actually one question for like the Showtime card because it's like they're trying to copy Triller. My question is, do they have the personalities that can carry it on their back? Because Triller literally pretty much every single time they break Snoop Dogg's spine every single time.
Yeah,
Nah, they got Showtime gonna still have their regular people. Like they're taking Triller's fights, but giving it a professional format of Showtime.
Yeah, I think because I mean Triller has this fight. I think Triller now with the Jake brothers off there, we're gonna see how they're gonna perform with this Teofimo fight, and then if that
And they charging more now too.
$10 more.
Like the fuck, hold on, did the matches get better or y'all just got greedy?
Greedy? What do you fucking think?
Was it, how
Yeah, hold
much
on,
is
so-
how much is
so right now-
subscription for Triller? Do you know how much does it cost per month?
I don't. Triller's not like a service or anything like that. To
Oh,
me.
you mean the paper?
They literally do like
It's a one-off.
a bite-sized pay-per-view. They're like
Yeah.
the McDonald's of pay-per-view.
Yeah,
You
like
get your quick dollar menu and then you go in.
Yeah, they do something. They do something very different. So it's like.
Whereas the other pay-per-views, they kind of give you like appetizers or something like that, so give you a feeling like you're getting something out of that. True, it's just like it's hot and it's ready. But
Yeah,
is it good? I said it's hot and it's ready.
Yeah, Triller's social media shit. So it's pretty much whatever they decide to promote. There's it's pay-per-view. We'll put it on pay-per-view wall. You got to pay for it, and it's gonna be dope, and then we'll keep it moving. That's what they do. They're not. They don't do weekly shit like that, weekly boxing or anything like that. So
Yeah.
that's their thing.
And the problem with Triller is because I shouldn't say it's a problem. It's just their format. You can tell it's like they're entertainment first before anything else. So that's why they have the
boxing need to be that approach sometime.
Yeah, and
you want Daddy Yankee to come back?
Nah, what I mean like entertainment and boxing should be at the forefront.
Yes, but I mean like they don't think boxing entertainment. They're just like, let's fill the gaps with something, even though it's not boxing related. I don't think
that's what they fuck it up at because the poor performances been whack. Well, I'm saying, fuck all that shit though. Like, let's get into this damn let's end this shit with the
arbitration.
We've been talking about Top Rank, so get in there with the little arbitration shit, and then we can get into a real fight at the end. Not no Triller or Showtime, hype beast bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Facts though.
Yeah, so I mean, as everyone probably heard now, the arbitration fuckery that's been happening in boxing, it's been permeating boxing news. Like there's been a whole bunch of he said this, he said that type of shit. Of course, I'm talking about trying to get the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight off the ground. Now, everyone, me definitely wanted that fight because I want undisputed heavyweight title fight. I wanted it more than any other heavyweight fight out there. That's the fight I want. So I mean, obviously, obviously, they're trying to get it done. Eddie Hearn was trying to get it done. He went to Saudi Arabia because he's like, I'm trying to secure that site fee, and it looked like now he was probably in the process of doing that. Because for the amount of $155 million. Well, which is big money, which is insane money actually too. And there's no reason why no one to believe that he couldn't pull it off since he did pull it off for Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. But however, Top Rank, however, while all this was going on, didn't really let on that they were going through arbitration to see, because they wanted the third fight for Fury and Wilder to go through. Now, everyone knows Fury Wilder 2 was not competitive at all after the first fight, which there was a gift draw involved. And the second fight, pretty much Fury kind of like, yeah, there's levels. I'm levels above you, as he scored 2 knockdowns and battered Wilder to a 7th round knockout. So, obviously COVID kind of killed the year of boxing for 2020. So, we were told reportedly that the terms for the contract ran out in December, and then they tried to get Fury to get a fight with another cat, and they were about to announce it, but then all of a sudden it was quiet. That shit got canceled. Like, this is not going through. So after that one, it was just mostly, and then I think Anthony Joshua, he fought, he got his mandatory out of the way. So we're all thinking, okay, contract is done. Yeah, let's get this fight going. So there was a lot of things going on, where Bob was, okay, Eddie's bullshit, and like there's no contract involved, and I don't think this is going to happen. And Tyson Fury's like, yeah, I don't think this fight's going to happen. And they were trying to make it that it was Eddie's fault that the shit was not going to happen, not letting on that there was an arbitration going on, between Top Rank, which to actually see if they could actually sidestep the third Wilder Fury fight. And this went on and on until like when they were nearing the end of the arbitration. All of a sudden, Bob Arum was like, "Well, I am confident we'll get this fight done." And then Fury talking about, I talked to the Prince of Saudi Arabia. And,
I mean, it was a complete afterthought because Hearn, Arum, everybody was saying the fight was going to happen.
Yeah,
Joshua
and then Fury said, the fight's going to be announced very soon. And all while they're trashing Hearn, who's actually doing the legwork, because Hearn is not involved in the arbitration. His fighter is clear to do whatever. But the problem was Anthony Joshua had a Mando deal against Usyk, so it was like either for her not to get this fight done, it was supposed to be to get this fight done, and then Usyk would face Joe Joyce, who moved into the number 2 spot for the WBO. So and I wanted both fights because I thought both fights would be spectacular. I wanted both of those fights. But unfortunately, since Top Rank lost the arbitration, so Wilder, was like, I want this third fight, and pissing me off because personally, I mean, I'm not saying there shouldn't be a third fight, but it could happen after the undisputed fight because Wilder, frankly, did not show anything that made me think, okay, yeah, third fight, big whoop, to have it over in an undisputed fight. So Top Rank looked like idiots because they managed to get this fight done once they lost the arbitration, the fight was signed within a week. They signed it last night on the damn telecast, on the Taylor Ramirez telecast. And Fury already did this and that, and then hopefully, probably by this coming week, we'll probably get like the official poster and everything on it. So, you just know how much time was wasted. Like literally, like if you're gonna go through that, it's like, I mean, wasted on both sides because Joshua could have fought probably Usyk during that whole period. He could have fought Usyk, and then, or Fury could have just said, fuck it, let's actually make the fight, try to make Wilder take the fight if that was the case. Like boxing opened up in fall, like he could have, if Joshua can make a fight in the fall, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the WBC heavyweight champion, should also be able to make a fight against Wilder if that was the case. But it just seemed like we wasted all this time, and now we have to wait. Now we have to wait for certain fights to happen. Now Anthony Joshua was ordered by the WBO to face Usyk now, and so we have one more pair of obstacles to actually get by, and before we could actually get undisputed fight. And boxing gods, the The boxing god, they always bring fuckery. Like you just never know when it'll hit. And unfortunately, I have a feeling that it's going to hit within one of these fights, or even both of these fights. It could something can happen that could fuck all that shit up. And that's why it's just absolutely it's aggravating. It's annoying too. And like I said, I mean, I'm not excited about Fury Wilder 3 and Usyk Joshua. I wish I could say I was excited. I mean, I rate Usyk as a fighter. Make no mistake about that. I do. I just want him to. I actually wanted to see him against Joe Joyce at least to see, okay, I mean, can he actually handle a big, like a bigger dude? Now, Usyk has faced Joyce before in the World Series of Boxing, and he dominated him. But that was like 40, 50 pounds ago for Joyce or something like that, and Usyk was still, wasn't as big as he is now. So it's different. But it's this whole arbitration fuckery is just it's a big black eye in boxing right now because it's like, you have hardcore fans like us that are just like this is you're groaning because like I said, like another good fight is put to the side, and then you have the casuals that don't understand what's happening except unless you're a Wilder fan, then you love this shit, But yeah, it just seems like boxing just doesn't get its shit together because of this. Like it's a horrible, horrible, horrible fight. I don't say horrible fight. Excuse me, horrible thing to actually just have to witness. I don't know, LB. Do you have anything you want to add in?
No, it's just another example of Top Rank fucking up again.
Yeah,
it's another example of that. I know everybody's gonna say, yeah, Wilder, he deserves his fight. Yeah, it's a contract. Yeah, we get it, but
right.
There was fuckery from this shit from the beginning. Because just say y'all wanted to fucking wait till this crowd to fight had an audience, had a crowd. Just say that from the get go. Because last year when we saw Tyson Fury training and Wilder, we didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was quiet. The only thing that was coming from Wilder was excuses. No training videos, no none of that shit.
Yeah.
Even get Wilder, I don't even think touched the gym until fucking like November, December last year.
Yeah, and even then, the shit that he was doing, you couldn't even classify that as training. It was some bullshit.
He was doing all types of weird bullshit. So it's like, so when you look at that, then like Top Rank and Wilder, they had this whole narrative like they didn't want the fight no more. Like they ran out the imaginary time, whatever, and so niggas moved on. Especially when you got Anthony Joshua right there waiting for undisputed. Especially when you got Usyk and Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
Right there, the fucking division moved on already. But no. Top Rank gotta fumble the ball. Wilder gotta fumble the ball. Yes, I'm putting both those niggas' names in. Because I almost feel like they kind of work together a little.
Yeah. Well, in this particular
case, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And the reason why is because like the other attempts to have an undisputed heavyweight fight, namely, Wilder and Joshua, it all went up in smoke because of some bullshit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Joshua was the first victim as he actually lost his belts temporarily, and then Wilder went the Fury, post crackhead, candy, and mental illness route, and and got humbled.
Because Wilder cherry picked. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he did. I wanted to make it clear that who he actually went, because some people thought that he got a Fury, 100% Fury in that first fight.
And he didn't get 100% Fury into the rematch.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, so yeah. I mean, both because of of bad decisions led to their first losses, and subsequently, in this case, Wilder has not regained his belt yet. So this is basically his last chance to actually do so and try to get that career win. That a better career win than Luis Ortiz.
And then we're gonna talk about a fucking rubber match. Like I'm like so done with this fucking fight.
Yeah,
like those three fucking idiot ass judges would have scored the first fight for Fury like it was supposed to be. we wouldn't be in this mess. So once again, it all comes down to these blind ass fucking judges. Like that, they made the biggest mistake before you could even throw in Top Ranks, Ineptitude with handling shit. Wilder with the career beating he took, and he don't know what the fuck he want to do. You know, he made like 1,000 fucking excuses. Now everybody's on his dick again, talking about, well, Wilder, this man bullshit. Motherfuckers is talking about he was done last year.
Yeah, you mentioned him being done, but if he loses this fight, he's definitely done.
Like, he's still done.
I know you mentioned him being done, but yeah,
it ain't official until. But this, I wasn't the only one saying he was done.
Oh no! Of course not. But I'm just
a
saying,
lot of people was looking at it like, man, I don't want Wilder to fight again.
Yeah, and the reason, I think the reason why is like, I mean, yes, Wilder is deficient technically as a boxer. He is, like, I mean, but the one thing is, Wilder has an eraser in his right hand, and for the people who actually have, you know, people who actually either want a Fury Joshua fight, or who actually has something invested in this fight, maybe monetarily or whatnot, or something business-like. Yeah, all it takes is one Wilder right hand to fuck up the whole plan. Or
yeah, but no one cares no more because Fury took that right hand already. Second fight, walked through that shit. It's like the game is out on fucking Wilder. The fucking cheat code, you could go on Google and Google Wilder cheat codes, and it's right there.
And I just can't count him out completely. I mean, just that
way to beat Wilder was literally available on like freevideogamekeys.com. That's how you could find Wilder's right hand.
Like, bro, like, that is what Wilder throw his right hand enough. Like, Wilder hasn't developed his right hand to use it in any other capacity as a one-hitter quitter.
Yep, you're right.
If he has to fucking use it throughout a fight, he's only done that once in the first Stavern fight.
Yeah. And yes, and having Malik Scott as his trainer, someone who actually KO'd in the first round, you know, all those years ago. I mean, it might be too late for him to actually have him start doing fundamental shit. You know, because they've been putting a whole bunch of videos on, you know, Florida, you know, him doing all these.
And you ain't fooling nobody until we see some sparring or some real drills. Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, man. All they doing is repackaging Wilder for the last payday.
Yeah, so
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like, if I'm wrong, if Wilder beats Fury in the third fight, and he beats him clean, like by knockout or winning more rounds, then I'll be like, you know what, I was wrong. Wilder somehow turned it around. You know, unless Fury has some cokehead mental breakdown or some shit in the ring.
Right.
I'm just saying. I mean, look, man, this is boxing. I'm from the era of the fucking fan man, the damn niggas jumping off of cars and drop kicking people, like anything.
Yeah.
So when I look at all that, look, man, if Wilder wins, he gets props. But until then, I don't want to hear none of this rejuvenated. I don't want to hear the woke shit about, man, if you're black, you should be rooting for Wilder. No, I root for motherfucking boxing.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit is still going.
Fucking woke shit here, nigga. Who give a fuck? Okay, I don't care if you come into the ring with fucking James Brown on the speakers, a Malcolm X Kofi t-shirt, fucking damn Spike movies in your fucking backpack.
The way he's going at it, he'd be like, I don't care if you got the shoes from the Hammerman cartoon show on.
Got Dr. Umar Johnson walking into the ring?
Yeah, I don't need none of that shit.
Who the fuck was Umar Johnson to show up to shit?
I mean, the way these dudes be on this woke shit, like, and I say fake woke shit. Ain't nothing wrong with being woke for real. I say fake woke shit because a lot of motherfuckers only be woke when they could work for them, or it's a way.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's really annoying that terminology, but otherwise, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, if you're using it just to say, if you're using it for Wilder, and then conveniently forget that this dude did fire his black trainer, the one that actually saved his ass, you know, over the white trainer who actually checked the gloves of Fury, and you can't, you know, then you are a dick rider.
Locked him out the locker room after the loss and shit, you know.
Oh shit! Like, this is your champion.
I mean, even after all the shit that Wilder did, that is the one particular thing that no one should be cool with.
So yeah, save all that woke shit when this dude, a Beretta fucking brother, a black man, and JD what happened to him? Y'all didn't hear no fucking guns go off or no hit him up verses and ether rants for JD is he in the camp still?
Yeah, none of that. No, he's still in the camp.
He got fired silently. See, you couldn't be respectful like that to Mark Breland. Because you know why? Mark Breland's a gold medalist and you jealous of that nigga.
Yeah, Mark Breland.
I'm fucking just saying it.
Yeah,
the biggest thing that always bugs me, I understand why people get mad about it. I'm like, okay, the flag was pulled. But I'm like, you realize the person who threw the flag cared about the fighter more than everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no. We're gonna be woke and we're gonna be mad at we're gonna be woke and mad at Breland at the same time. Like, these dudes didn't even want to fight Charles fucking Martin as a tune-up. They could have worked something out.
Tune-up in the world.
Mm-hmm. Look, they could have worked something out. These dudes, this shit screams opportune payday.
Could have fought.
That's all it screams. Like they could have worked something out. Like they could have did step aside. They could have fucking had a double header and said, "Look, man, to keep the anticipation."
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have Wilder return against somebody and have him as a co-main to Joshua Fury, and he gets the winner. All that they could have set up so much shit, but no, they give us this whole fucking circus event for damn near a year. And
wait,
now
let's add this one extra thing because we've already seen this because people stop paying attention too much to our episodes. Everything that's said on this is owned by RainGangRadio.com and owned by Rain Gang. So do not try even remotely try and make this kind of scenario if you try.
Motherfuckers be like, well, you know, I heard them say on a podcast. I'm like, oh, what was the podcast? Well, that's not important. I don't remember the name. Like, nah, motherfucker.
I heard it on the streets.
They're already still in the polls. Pause.
A little birdie told me. What's the bird called? It called a birdie.
Yeah, like nah. Was it a dove? Was it a fucking pigeon? A vulture? Like,
it might as well have been a vulture.
You start biting people's shit, you know, get a source. Like, but anyways, I'm just so.
It's disgusting.
There was a good way to do it. They just didn't do it.
Exactly. Right. That's what it comes down to. Fuck it. That's exactly what it comes down to.
And it's not only that. Top Rank also had another unexpected incident of incompetence this week too, as well. So imagine our surprise yesterday, or not yesterday, excuse me, Friday. It was Friday afternoon, you know, and imagine my surprise when Manny Pacquiao's Twitter, who I think we all follow him. You know, he posts something. He posts a Pacquiao versus Errol Spence poster. You know,
a picture of a worried looking Errol Spence too. Like I thought that was weird. Like, I was like, why did this nigga look worried? Like I don't know.
Boxing is petty.
And now, when I first thought it was like, okay, did anyone hack Pacquiao's Twitter? You know, is this someone? But I mean, the only thing that made it like it probably was more official was that it actually had an actual date on it. You know, it's like wow, August 21st. So you know, it obviously spreads like wildfire. It's on there. It's on his Instagram, and then later on, and then an hour after that, PBC on Fox confirmed it. You know, and this is after Spence was like, you know, when are you gonna drop? You know, when are you gonna drop the summer lineup for Fox PBC?
He said that like a week ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks. I feel like forever he said that.
And what bigger fuck you, you know, to Top Rank and specifically coming from Al Heyman, than getting Pacquiao versus Spence signed. And we talked about this in a previous cast. I said it before. At 147, Spence and Terence Crawford have legacy fights there against each other or against Pacquiao.
Crawford got a whole bunch of them legacy fights at 147 at this point.
But in this particular case, in terms of either Pacquiao, who's from a previous welterweight generation and still has been putting his foot in the ass in this current welterweight generation, making his generation look bad, and then you have Spence, who, you know, pretty much. I mean, Spence hasn't fought Crawford, but he's also not fighting Pacquiao. And then you have Crawford, who's not fighting either. And with Crawford and Pacquiao, that should have been something that should have been handled 5 years ago.
End of the day, Crawford needed to face either Spence, Pacquiao, Porter, or Thurman. He need two. He need two out of those four names, honestly.
Yeah.
But
And so far, he's gotten
He is
none.
that close to getting the Infinity Gauntlet done.
Nah,
So-
he's like he ain't close to shit.
yeah. So
I'm talking about Manny.
So the unfortunate
He's
thing.
still on the first movie. Like he's in Iron Man right now.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate now. Pacquiao Spence now, which are both Crawford's legacy opponents at that weight, they actually got together, and then Spence has a chance to either to put Pacquiao away to end Pacquiao's career, or Pacquiao moves up another notch in terms of all-time greatness. You know, if he actually takes another zero of a young, unified welterweight champion.
I made a mistake also right before you was about to say that. I was trying to answer LB, but I muted myself. I said, no, he's just starting out the movie with Spence. We'll see where it goes from there.
There's no way that the WBA will give Manny back the title. You said it was recess, or is it done?
No, it's done. They're not going to give him back the title.
No.
This fight don't need a title. It's just a great fight.
It's a great fight. It's a great fight.
It's a great fight.
Crawford, it looked like you're ass out of another big fight. You might want to holler at Oscar, see what's good with that Virgil Ortiz fight.
The thing is, when it comes to like these belt organizations, if they were actually like about what they meant, people would get punished if they acted a little funky. But you can tell some of these organizations are very temperamental, and it depends like who gets us the most attention to our belt, and you can see how it operates.
They want them sanction fees.
Yeah, and in this case, the
WBA
is fucked up because, like I said, they put the belt. They put the belt on Ugas, who's the actual now WBA welterweight champion, and he doesn't have a fight because they all thought that we all thought that Spence versus Ugas was going to be next.
Yeah,
I wasn't anticipating that fight, not for anything. I was like, shit, I didn't care about that fight.
That's what makes it so dope. It wasn't no bullshit, big ass negotiations in the media, nothing drawn out. We didn't have nobody saying, okay, there's no money for this type of fight in America. We could build an arena in Madagascar. We could build an arena. We're trying this new thing with Elon Musk, where we'll have a fighting exhibition match.
Nothing but Teslas. The ring's nothing but Tesla cars.
Then we're gonna have a unification fight for the Golden Glove tournament on the moon, right? And then when the time is right, we're thinking the winter solstice. We'll bring in Crawford Pacquiao.
And then that's when it's limited oxygen.
like this is all the excuses you be hearing from Top Rank when it comes to them getting Crawford a marquee fight. The guy wants too much. But hold on, he was on the pay-per-view. His last fight was $2 million, $3 million. You offered him what? Yeah, there's just not. There's always never enough fucking money for this guy. Like every fucking time. Like y'all trying to make fights. We salute you for making fights happen, but then some reason there's like 15 other fights y'all don't make happen. That could be easy as hell.
Right.
If it's Top Rank, especially when Bob Aram's there, just hear the Bob the Builder theme. That's all you need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, you disrespecting Bob the Builder because Builder fucking builds shit. The fucking fights Abram building up now. Like, look, we'll get Lomachenko and Teofimo, but we don't get Monster and Casemiro.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get fucking
that was such a disappointment.
You got Brandon Rios and Mike Alvarado, but you don't get Brandon Rios and Gamboa.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a slaughter.
Brandon Rios versus Broner would have been a fight too.
You don't get Brandon Rios and Victor Ortiz, but that's a whole nother story.
You don't get that either. You get all
they actually got a backstory.
Like, you got so many fucking fights that we'd have missed out. Look, we ain't getting no fucking Juan Manuel Lopez and Gamboa. We didn't get that. Okay, we got Rigondeaux and Daenerys, but there's another fight we didn't get from that same era. So it's like,
mm-hmm.
and the shit just goes on, and now we're getting intergalactical fucking tours with
Intergalactical.
shout out to official scorecard because that's what it is. Like we getting all these excuses for fucking fights when it's just like, look, everybody else is making big fights. Why can't you make the fucking big fight in a timely manner when people want to see it? Like,
Because
Why?
LB opened that Pandora's box. I hope we'll have a one-day episode be like, who are the Guardians of the Galaxy for boxing right now?
That's what it's looking like. Dude, like we on our Kwame Brown shit for boxing right now. Keeping it fucking real. Yeah, you get props, but then it's like we gotta take some back because you fucking up the culture right now. How many times has Bob Abrams dangled the Pacquiao fight in front of Crawford within the last 6-7 years?
Should have happened years ago. It was so stupid.
It should, and it should, and it's a shame it didn't, because but Bob had to, like, I mean, the closest that got, Bob decided, you know what, I gotta get this belt off Manny somehow, and that's how Jeff Horn became champion.
It's like, wow, we gotta approach it a certain way. Yeah. I need to make sure my whole cash cow needs to go to the pasture without being in the pasture. So let's screw them over in some manner.
This topic really dropped the ball on this, because now it's just like, Crawford's out. I mean, PBC got a fire pay-per-view, that has implemented.
They're killing this year, and it's like Top Rank is like not even in the equation for this year. Like, it's going to be between PBC and Matchroom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. PBC winning right now.
Yeah, PBC is legitimately winning this year. Like, between
the accidental fades and the damn good cards they put out.
Accidental good cards. I'm just glad Fox finally gave us a good fight for once this year.
No, that's Fox pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's Fox pay-per-view. Yeah, exactly.
You don't count yet, nigga. We need a regular Fox card.
We need a regular Fox Channel 13.
Not Laura on a fucking racetrack.
Putting out a dude with the nickname Cornflake.
Yeah, like, get the fuck out of here, giving us these damn toaster leaving ass belts. But yeah, no, Crawford,
how do you have a nickname Cornflake and not get sponsored by Kellogg's? That's what's really gonna be.
I know he's probably in the car still crying, but man, no one told you to resign to do it.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that I have a little bit of hope hoping that maybe they can get someone worth a damn to fight him next. I mean, he is a WBO welterweight champion. Like, he had. I mean, I don't know who his mandatory is now. I think they updated the ratings.
They didn't want Porter, right?
I think it was Ortiz and Porter, but Porter dropped one.
They don't give a fuck about who his mandatory is. They're just like, yo, what makes the most money?
Yeah, it's I think Ortiz.
No. What fighter we could pay the less money and then pretty it up and say it's a big fight for Crawford? They did that with Brooke and Khan. Imagine giving Khan in 2019 after the damn all the Africans he took, and you giving this man like $7 million?
Yeah,
that could have went to Porter and fucking Danny Garcia Thurman, and it's like, dude.
Facts. Yeah.
Like, why even if you're Crawford, why even sign for them fucking fights?
Well, in this particular, at least now, I mean, we all know that Crawford's contract with Top Rank expires in October. So, I mean, and he's still a champion. So it's either he waits it out and then he goes do what he does, whatever, or he signs it and he risks Bob trying to get that belt off.
Dude, waste the whole fucking year.
He didn't resign. I thought he resigned. No.
Well, he resigned, but his contract is coming up. He didn't resign yet. He resigned the last time around.
Oh,
yeah. He's talking about the last one.
Yeah.
Time goes by.
So it ends in October, you said?
Yeah, October his contract expires.
And they're not even talking about no fucking, all right, we're going to make the Josh Taylor fight immediately.
Yeah, no, Josh.
Like, Bob Abrams should have been selling us that fight right now. Even Taylor was like,
if I was Crawford, I'd be like, oh, you're undisputed? Let me come back. That's my mindset of like, yo, you think you're the best? Let's find out.
Well, I don't think it's Crawford's going to 140. It's more like Taylor's going to 147.
Yeah,
I mean, like, either way, I'd be willing to come down and be like, oh, you think you're the big dog?
Nah, you can't be the big dog and come down to the little dog and say, I think you're the big dog.
Yeah, you can't do that.
They gotta come up.
Yeah.
Unless you're Andre Ward.
Yeah, if that fight happens, if that fight happens, it's at 147. So, but it doesn't. Even then, it doesn't look like, because Taylor has said he's staying at 140 for a little bit, and then Bob just confirmed that he's gonna face his WBO mandatory.
Taylor need to chill. Cause look, man, I'll be honest. I think Taylor got a little gassed. I don't think he's much longer for 140.
Yeah.
And if he chances with somebody who's gonna bring it,
He said he could. I mean, I think he wants to defend his belt. At least defend the undisputed title at least once or twice, though.
I'd imagine most people who have undisputed, they want to defend at least once.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody expected him
in,
to drop and go up.
in this particular case, Taylor, like the guy that he's facing, they already paid him a step aside money because he was the one that could have fucked up the four belt unification if he didn't step aside. So that's part of the reason why Taylor's going to fight him next.
Yeah.
So
they need to get this fight out. Look, they need to do this fight sometime in the end of summer and see if he can fight in December. Because
I don't see that type of turnaround. Like if Taylor fights, that's gonna be one more time. It's gonna be that fight, and it's gonna keep it pushing until 20.
Because the thing is, it's like, man, like it could happen. It just motherfuckers is on some different shit now. Like you see, like Daenerys fought 4 times one year. It's like I don't want to. Hold on, he's fighting this year too, like this week. Bro, I ain't trying to hear that shit. All I hear is motherfucking excuses. Somebody just want to fucking bite the bullet and say, you know what? I could squeeze in 3 fights, and they'll be, and at least 2 of them will be meaningful fights.
I mean, if Joshua does not fight by August, at least by August, he's only doing 1 fight this year. If he doesn't fight by August,
yeah, he's gonna defend the title, but no one cares about that, man. Like these niggas keep fucking up. Their momentum. I'm tired of seeing guys get a big win, then they fight a nobody the next fight, or they take 17 months to fight.
I mean, in this particular case, Taylor has fought tough competition. So I'm not.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not. So I'm not sure if he wants to go. Because I mean, the guy who's facing is his mate or whatever. So if he wants to give him a shot and some money, I don't really care.
I feel you. I mean, bro, like I'm probably the one who like Josh Taylor on this podcast more than anybody.
It's a
But
good
even
fight.
then,
I
I'm
just
still
don't really care right now. I think Crawford got not bigger fish to fry. It's a good fight, Taylor versus Crawford, but
Crawford ain't got no fish to fry.
I'm not really I mean, Taylor has no problems. Taylor can fight who he wants. Crawford has issues.
Yeah, Taylor earned it.
Yeah, I agree.
Crawford can't take another fucking mean machine, another motherfucking retired American, semi-retired Kilbrook. Like, look, all that shit gotta stop.
Yeah,
if you don't give me fucking Virgil Ortiz, a Sean Porter, a Keith Thurman, I don't even think I even want to talk about a Crawford fight. Like, matter of fact, y'all, I might just ban myself from talking about this nigga fights. When y'all talk about a Crawford fight, I'm gonna just be like, all right, guys, I'm out. Because if that's what we choosing, like, really? Get the fuck out of here.
And like I said, it's hard because now with Pacquiao Spence, the welterweight division now in terms of for pound, like Spence can solidify. The people perceive him as like pound for pound, like number 2, which I certainly don't think he is or whatever. But
yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, but if he retires Pacquiao or whatever, then at least he'll strengthen his pound for pound. If Pacquiao wins, obviously he goes back on the pound for pound list.
Man, Pacquiao might be pound for pound number 1 at this point if he fucking. And you know what? If Pacquiao wins this shit, I think I might have to boost him up to 1. I know people like, but Canelo. But yeah, Saunders and Smith ain't no fucking Thurman or Spence.
I mean, it's one of those decisions where you have to like make that unholy choice to be like, I might have to be that one unholy person on the call to be like, the guy's been hanging out to Pacquiao since the day to the grave he's in. For one moment, be like, he's up there.
Like people don't realize, like Spence Pacquiao, like if Pacquiao were
the only catch is this. Everybody else who might decide to like hop in there with him, they're willing to fight in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Shit, you fighting all the ghosts of the spirits of past fighters and shit, man. Like people don't know, like Pacquiao, he's going from greatness. Like,
oh yeah, he's already a legend, but yeah, this is
My only concern is this, but I say it's a win from him either way. Is he loses? He took on a young guy. He was willing to go, test greatness. He wins, he turns back the clock. So he's winning either way.
Right.
The only catch is, depending win or lose, how bad was the damage? That's it.
Yeah.
Which my fear is this. Is it really worth for a guy we know he's passed over the hill? Is it worth the damage? I don't think it is.
Yeah, but then also this thing, I mean, we have to forget though, I mean, Errol Spence is still, he's only one fight. He's only had 1 fight since the motorcycle crash. So like I said, he's still a question mark on terms of what his punch resistance is actually really like, since Danny never really hit him like that.
So fuck you mean?
Danny got
No,
him a
my-
couple times. There was a couple of reactions. Like,
No, my
Honestly,
immediate question is
I don't
like,
think y'all niggas watched the damn Danny Garcia fight. Like Crawford, like Spence was getting clocked by fucking Swift in that fight. Like,
there was a couple of
my
things,
question is
you know,
this:
where
it's just
he
like,
was reacting kind of.
out of all the welterweights that Manny could have picked of, was Spence really the safest option or the most vulnerable option?
it was the only option. He'd be picking on anybody else if he fought him.
Sorry, say it again.
I said it was the only option. Pacquiao would literally be picking on other people if he fought him.
Yeah,
He
no,
only had Crawford and Spence to really fight. Like, I don't need to see Pacquiao beat Porter or Ugas or Swift or all them other niggas, because once he beat Thurman, it's like he beat those dudes on some secondhand shit.
Oh, okay, I get you, because I was confused
So
at first.
yeah, it's only Spence and damn Crawford, and Crawford, he's below Thurman to me. So because he ain't beat no fucking Danny Garcia, no Sean Porter. So what the fuck he need to fight Crawford for?
well, in my particular
In
case,
my head,
in my particular case, I don't give a shit about Danny Garcia, whatever. But
We know.
yeah, so it's poor because
Nah,
Danny Garcia is a scrub at
his story
welterweight.
been told. I'm talking about like at the moment, like his story told already. It's like he's done. They said he's going to 154, but even then, Crawford don't have a better win than a Danny Garcia on his resume.
Damn right.
So,
I know that hurt Pat ears. I'm sorry. You're not gonna fucking convince me. You're
It's
not gonna
fact, bro.
convince me
Nah,
fucking Jeff Horn or Benavidez is better than fucking Danny Garcia. You're not gonna got no fucking Indomitable.
He
I'm
took
gonna see
Danny's
some of these
girl.
Air Forces just turn more black as they go. Just Air Forces turn more black as they go, where they're shooting everywhere.
So yeah. So anyways, this is about 3 mistakes Top Rank made in one fucking podcast session.
It is. It
Mhm.
legitimately is.
So
Like,
yeah,
when you actually think about it as an overall whole, they fucked up a lot.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
They
So
So,
they got a lot to sort out over there, but I
yeah,
think I'm
I
ready.
mean, there's some consultants they could go to from a certain ringgangradio.com. Pay us properly. We can make we can make all your promotions turn really good.
Nah, we'll hurt feelings if they heard this shit. Like, niggas
We're
be
not
trying
talking
to
about
cancel
people's
us in
feelings. We're trying to make the fight entertaining.
well, entertaining and right matchmaking is it's a slippery slippery slope to actually try to walk.
Yeah, you gotta believe in your fighters, though, man. You gotta know the temperaments. There's a lot goes into it. And Top Rank, they know how to build up fighters, but at the end of the day, like, this is just another example of them not knowing what to do with their superstars. And you saw it happen a little bit with Teofimo Lopez, and you've been watching it happen with Crawford for like the last 4 or 5 years.
It's low key happening to Shakur. The big fish in a small pot. The one division. One good fighter in division. Basically,
he hasn't even got a mid-level fight people care about. But this is the thing. Shakur Steven, he's running into that Devin Haney category where he's sweet sciencing guys to death, and he's been getting like I can't really say Top Rank ain't really fucking up on Stevenson yet. They need to get him a better opponent, but he got to start looking better in these fights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, looking better as in he needs to get some of these guys out of there. And,
yeah, that part, especially that part.
Yeah,
and trying to see that Joey Gonzalez fight, that still should just rub me the wrong way. That was a perfect time to we needed a Gotti Floyd performance, and instead we got Gotti Manfredi. Nah, not even that. We just got something else.
There's no reason why Shakur next year shouldn't be fighting either Valdez, Herring, or even Loma. I mean,
I'll take a fucking Herring fight at this point. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything. Like, yeah, y'all got some work over there, man.
Yeah, definitely Top Rank, and like I said, Top Rank let an unfortunate opponent go by, and then PBC is benefiting with possibly a pay-per-view that will probably do some numbers.
They don't know what they're doing with Monster either. Like, they fucking up the whole pound for pound list.
Yeah, Monster's
fighting like Canelo and Pacquiao take over.
Yeah, Monster's fighting on the 19th, but yeah, he's lost in the mix though. But like I said,
who he fighting?
Is mandatory.
Yawn.
You know,
Damn,
so
Top Rank, make sure motherfuckers fight their mandatories. Jeez. And then they'll throw them right at you on the fucking damn ESPN card, front and center.
Nah, they don't want to treat it like Streets of Rage. It's like give you a bunch of bullshit to deal with before you get to the top person.
Yeah, like, feel like we still on the third level.
you know, so yeah, I mean, yeah, boxing's interesting. You know, like I said, the whole Top Rank. You know, you're basically taking a lot of L's this year. You know, unexpected L's, and Pacquiao Spence. You know, that's a win for us boxing fans. You know, so yeah.
Oh, don't forget the L with Fury Wilder 3.
Yeah, Fury Wilder 3. Yep.
Oh, we got the arena ready. It's July 24th. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, July 24th. I mean, they've been
Trying
training.
to get Ramirez the fucking fight. Knowing goddamn well he ain't win that shit.
Yeah, tell you, Top Rank is good. Well, hopefully, I mean, look for them. They've had good fights this year, but we're gonna see how the rest of their calendar plays out.
Rodriguez just took his first loss.
Mm-hmm.
Zapata looked done unless you damn put him in a damn good fight so we could know if he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, y'all got some retooling, like shit.
For sure. Oh man, so I think we've covered everything. I think we've can start wrapping up. Come to the end of our show for tonight. I know P had to step out. Salute to him for getting on. PJ, I'll let you go first, man. Any final thoughts?
My main thing is this, because of like the majority of the card and everything else beforehand. I would always say, and I'll hammer it nonstop, never forget your basics, please. I implore you. I know people want to hear, the exciting punches. I'm like, that jab is going to go a long way for you. Right now, the MMA world is going by like, oh, this guy, he just jabbed the guy to death. And everyone in boxing is like, that's every day. But we was like, oh, in our world of bullshit, and then our bullshit was like, what's about this? And like, I know people in the MMA world, they appreciate jab too. Like, you guys are idiots, but I'm just saying, listen, appreciate your basics, appreciate what you know, and more importantly, I said it as a post a little earlier. I'll say it as because it's been a while since an eye test. How many of you rewatch fights? How many of you rewatch in seconds or minutes? How many of you rewatch your own train to that level? Can you do that? And then you'll realize how many people at the world level need to do it versus who do it.
Facts.
Because I don't know why, and I might understand a little bit because it's fighting, it's just you and the person. I'm like, hey, guess what? In all the other sports where they succeed, what they do, they have somebody who studies, who tells you, watch your shit again. Watch it again 50 more times. Can we not bring that back in there? Or like bring it into the world of striking? All I care about is like, I just want people to get better. So that's me as the architect. I'm like, we have a better way to make the building better. We just have a really big issue with the base right now. It's been taken up by everything that exists. We need to make something that's like to the level of adamantium, then go from there. That's all I'm asking. Can we go back to the beginning and watch ourselves again and see our own mistakes and not worry about it and then go up? Which applies to the entire cards itself.
You're probably asking for too much because we've been saying that like some of these cats, they feel like they don't watch any tape or whatever. I mean, we're probably saying that will probably fall on deaf ears until more humiliating.
Wasn't that being said on the damn the Ramirez card? I don't really watch tape. I like to
actually no. That was one thing I want to say, but I didn't want to say anything. I was just like, LB just gave the eye test short version of everything. I was like, everything he wanted to say, I was like, I agree with him, but I might be more mean at that point.
That's how it is. The PJ, like we play good cop, bad cop. PJ will come in there like, well, I know you're hungry, and you came from a bad home, so you was like, man, I think I could get away with stealing this bag of chips. Then I come in there like, look, nigga, you fucked up.
Yeah, no, LB's there just to slap the shit out you. So you did it. If you didn't finesse, He's the cop. Be like, he hit you over the head without looking at the room. He'd be like, "I see you." Bam.
Covered it
And
in like
not
Charlie
because like you
Murphy
did
or
something wrong.
Paper
It's because
Soldiers.
you made the mistake.
Oh,
That's all I ask for. Like, I'm just like, we can see the ways to get better. Can we just hope people understand it?
Facts.
well, I mean, well, I guess we'll have to put that on the boxing guys. The boxing guys to see if they'll grant your wish. Oh man, LB man, what about you?
Oh man, just ringgameradio.com forever. Shout out to all the fans worldwide that keep fucking with us. Podomatic, just keep those numbers up. YouTube, I see the subscribers going up. Y'all keep subscribing, sharing, comment, liking, and all that shit. The IG, Twitter, make sure you follow us. There's mad love to everybody. I feel like we have the best podcast out right now. You're not gonna get this type of input, passion, the jokes, everything. We the best right now. No DJ Khaled. Ring Game Radio Podcast. Shit, the content, everything. Episode 3 on the way. Return of the Sample Kings is out now, streaming everywhere. Fucking Rome Top 5 gonna be out soon. That shit's gonna be streaming everywhere when it's done. Uppercut Season is out, streaming everywhere. Gang, shout out to the whole squad, Prolific, RTDZ, Clanarchy, Big Rome, everybody, just worldwide. We just gonna keep doing this shit, man. Peace out, official scorecard. Everybody who tuned in, fucking with us, man. Like, we appreciate it for real. We gotta get that real shit out. People be having a platform saying a lot of gibberish about boxing. We trying to clean that up. Get that real shit. So we just gonna keep at it. Just fuck with us.
Definitely. Ayo, Pilot, what about you?
Oh, you know what it is, man. Ring Gang Radio all day, every day. Twice on Sunday. Shout out to King P. Yeah, shout out to RTDZ too with the Biggie lines. Niggas bleed, man, classic. But no, I'm glad to be here. Glad PJ's here. I love his insight always when he's on here. But you know what it is, ringgangradio.com, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, not TikTok, fuck TikTok always. But yeah, uppercut season. Can't wait for that Rome Top 5. Return Sample King, so much content, man. Just check it out.
Absolutely, man. So, I mean, I don't really have anything more to really add on that the brothers haven't already said. But yeah, definitely shout out to, as I always say, man, shout out to Ringing Radio. Follow us and everything. YouTube, Spotify, Podomatic, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, however you digest your podcast material, but especially our YouTube, man. And obviously, if you're feeling hospitable or generous, you can hit our PayPal, which is located on our site. If you like the content, you want to contribute more to it, that would be very nice of you. Or if not, just go to our YouTube and sub, and then tell your friends to sub, and and then we can all be friends, because like I said, we do this shit for y'all, and yeah, I think pretty much about it. So for myself, Pat Scorpio, the representative, for King, for LB, that's the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, for Conscious Pilot, and for PJ, the Fight Architect. It's been another, wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.